Welcome to the Clevelandmoto Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to Clevelandmoto Podcast, episode number 547. We got a full house and a special guest. Light them up, boys! Oh, and they're off. That was an effervescent out. So tonight at the podcast, to my immediately left, we have
Tom Pennington.
Whoa, that's interesting.
Front row.
And he's bumped up. And to his left, we have
Dan Kromke.
And behind the boards tonight,
Steve Sleepy.
And to his left, chewing vigorously,
Johnny Mac.
And to his left,
Speedy Pete.
And to his left,
Shanky Smith.
And behind the bar tonight,
Bam!
What the heck? Who's back there?
Peanut Gallery.
Steve Hoffert. The grumpy sewer guy is back at Clevelandmoto. Yay! There was much rejoicing. Yeah, that's awesome. What a day. Like we have been... This has been Cleveland. Welcome to I Hope You Have Rain Gear. Yeah. Every day for the past 4 days, we've had 25% of the day has been amazing riding weather. The other 75% of the day has been under goddamn water.
A helmet helps with the hail.
Yes, it does. You're going to make an insurance claim on your helmet for hail damage? Yeah. It has gotten weird. I mean, freaking weird this week. But it doesn't stop. The deals are happening. Things are going bonkers at the shop. I took in a brand new, 2,400 mile Triumph Speed 400 in trade for a G400C, genuine scooter company, genuine motorcycle company's 400cc motorcycle that we had in our showroom that had only 72 miles on it. And the gentleman called and he said, I want to trade this bike in. And I thought maybe he'd been drinking or hit his head or something. But he did
correct
come.
Answer.
Yeah, that is correct. And what did he win, Chuck? Well, what he won was a brand new G400C. He came in, he took it for a test ride, he loved it, and he left behind a Triumph Speed 400. And I made sure to bring it into the podcast tonight so everybody could ride it because everybody in this room has ridden the genuine G400C. And it is like if the Honda Motor Company made a CB400 in year of our Lord 1983 and put fuel injection on it. The best way I can describe the motorcycle. The Triumph Speed 400 is not like that. The Triumph Speed 400 has the modern dashboard, it has ABS, it has upside down suspension. It is not a retro throwback to a 70s or 80s motorcycle. It is a modern motorcycle that just happens to be 400cc. So the numbers are the same. But boy, the performance is not. And anybody that rode that bike today, would anyone like to give an unsolicited review right now while we're standing behind the microphones?
I mean, I'd say that it doesn't matter which 400 you buy. If you want it to be a scrambler, just put some tires on it and you'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
They all ride the same to me. They're awesome.
Yeah, there's a really nice bike. Anyone else?
I would say after riding the BMW 310, a Vespa GTS,
Right.
and a KTM 390, and a G400C, this one smokes them all. Like it is smooth. It destroys the BMW. BMW should be embarrassed.
Torque.
Like compared to that bike.
I agree.
If you live in the city now, the hoodlum and me, I hit the red line a couple times. I could have used a couple extra squeezes, but like the handling, it feels like a big bike. It feels solid. It feels planted. Like I was throwing it around, a little twisty kind of thing. I think that'd be the perfect bike to take to like the Tail of the Dragon, where you probably won't get arrested and towed away, but you're still gonna have a fucking blast.
Yeah,
I love that bike. That thing's awesome.
I enjoyed it. I echo most of his sentiments. It was smooth. Seemed to have pretty good power, torque. I thought it would be maybe a little more torquey, but then sometimes you feel it. But yeah. But then it also revs out. I mean, I think it redlines at $12,000.
It goes up there, yeah.
I didn't try it. I didn't go that stratospheric, but it does get really peppy once you get up in the 8, 9, 10, whatever. Shifting was great. The clutches and everything. The handlebars are a little straight for me, but that's just me. But it felt good. It felt solid. The frame, it wasn't, hingy in the middle or anything like that. I just wonder what he didn't like about that bike compared to the G400C.
From what you said, Phil, when we were talking before, you said he wanted a really vintage-looking bike.
Right.
That Triumph kind of fits the bill, but next to the G400C, it's a no-brainer. Like, if you're looking for a vintage bike with fuel injection, that's the G400C.
It sure is.
And the fit and finish, it's a beautiful bike. The tank paint and everything like that, the seat comfort, I don't know.
And then the engine cases, they're that
unmistakable Triumph look to the engine, and I thought it was solid, and I was also impressed by the power delivery. And driving it around here through the cobblestone streets, I was pretty impressed with the suspension too.
Yeah, very much so.
Well, what does that
So,
have? Like
wait.
54, or how big are the forks? They got to be like something pretty.
Well, they're upside down forks and they're mighty chunky.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're mighty
I
chunky.
mean that makes a big difference though compared to like the other ones. Sorry, Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, so I jumped on it and I immediately enjoyed the distance in the handlebars because I got kind of long gibbon-like arms and my legs were comfortable for long-legged, just in the peg position. So I took it down and jumped on I-90 and it just popped right up, just cruised right on, shifted, smooth, had all the power you needed. I got off on 117th and made my way back on Triscuit. But honestly, yeah, the clocks, I agree with Johnny. The view was of the clocks is great. The shifting was great. So I really enjoyed the bike.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I want to call attention to because we've all ridden the BMW 310, right? And keep in mind that the BMW 310 is a Bajaj product. And this Triumph is a Bajaj product. And I really did see the difference. I could see aesthetically when I'm looking at the fit and finish of the motorcycle itself, I can see where if you told me that, okay, one of these bikes is not Bajaj, then I would have said, okay, yeah, I can totally see which one of these is a higher build spec. Then knowing the story about how Triumph motorcycles, how the Bluer operation, when they first contracted Bajaj to make their 400cc bikes, they looked at the first results and they were like, this is not up to art. This is not Triumph standard. We need you to make this better, is the story that I was told by management. So they went back to Bajaj and they sent some of their people over there and said, this is where we want this bike to be. And boy, I'm telling you, you can tell.
Yeah.
It has a better fit and finish on any part of the bike you look at is a better fit and finish than the BMW does.
And for some reason, not for some reason, they did this intentionally, I'm sure. But for a 400cc bike, like my Africa Twin, my BMW, all that, it took me a while to set the cockpit up to make it feel exactly like that. So that 400cc bike feels almost like the same seating position as like my BMW or my Africa Twin or something. Like I bet you could spend 3 or 4 hours on that and not have a sore back at all.
Is there any plastic on it? It's all, I don't see any plastic. There's no plastic bottom.
They're hiding, right? Like the stuff, all the touch
maybe
points.
the side panels. I didn't really look at it hard, but
yeah, everything that you put your hands on, everything you put your mitts on, feels good.
I was going to say, in no way does it feel cheap, or does it feel like an entry level or a bargain bike or a beginner's bike or anything. It feels solid and planted. And
when we did the 300 shoot off and everything, like I would take that over any one of the bikes, including the Honda. Honestly,
I agree.
Yeah,
I completely agree. There's something about it, and I have to give hats off, tip of the hat to Triumph for making their entry level machine, because this is what this is. This is their welcome to the game. That's a really, really good bike.
I'm sure we've talked about this, and I'm sure there's somebody that can tell us the exact episode, but what the fuck changed at Triumph that they're also, like, they've been awesome for the last, 8 years ago, 7 years ago?
Something happened. And, we like to say that, that Triumph Speed 400, I originally, when that bike came out, I think they were pricing it at $51.95 or something like that, and they've dropped the price of it to $49.95. So at $49.95, now when the G400C came out, it was $49.95, which was too much for the G400C. And then they retreated back to do a special, and I believe they were selling the G400C at $39.95. So that's quite a thing. It's a $1,000 delta between the two, but boy, that's money well spent when you consider the two. So when we know that G400Cs, I guess in the time I've been a dealer, have been kind of $45.99 all the way down to $39.99. But to me, I think that the Triumph 400 they did a great job. I just
don't get how the G400C wasn't up or better. I don't know what he wanted there. I don't know.
My opinion is, after meeting the guy, and the guy's
maybe the XR400 motor. I mean,
the guy's 70 plus years old, so I think he saw the XR400 motor sitting there, which he liked, which he identified. I didn't have to tell him. He told me that that's a radial head. He told me that's a dry sump motor. He knew that. He told me, oh, it has a kickstart.
Maybe he didn't want screens and stuff too.
And I think that's it. I think he really liked the fact that there's two big, white, beautiful clocks looking at you. One of them is the tachometer. The other one's the speedometer.
I will be honest. When I first got on the Triumph, I was like, does this have a tack? Where's the tack? I'm like, I want to know where the tack is. And then I was like, maybe it doesn't have a tack. And then I was like, oh, there it is. That little
segmented bar graph.
Yeah.
Right? So I know Pete or Steve, you've done quite a bit on the G400C.
I love that bike.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that the G400C is a really good. I would rather have a G400C than for me to go back in time and build up a Honda CB450 or build up a Honda CM400T or a CB350. Obviously,
There's no
You
reason.
should probably give me the keys to that Triumph so I could critique them.
they're in my pocket.
Well, let me grab them and I'll be back.
We're going to send Steve out in real time. We're going to send Steve out on the
See, now
Triumph
now
right
you
now.
need your streaming
he can,
GoPro.
He can give us
Yeah.
an accurate real time test.
But here's the thing. I don't understand how there's a dude building a fucking CB style cafe racer out there right now that just doesn't go and buy a G400C.
Well, that's
You're
the
starting so far ahead of the game compared
Yeah.
to a rusty piece of shit that you got to work on. And it's fuel injected.
And
So
I think-
now you can actually ride the thing.
And I think everybody we sold a G400C fits that category perfectly.
Yeah.
They're like, look, I want the nostalgia, I want the heritage of this, straight frame, classic Japanese UJB, UJM look that the G400C does so well, and the G400C does a really good job of that.
It would be fun to take one of those and updo it a little bit, do some paint work on it, give it a really cool
I got
vintage
fairing
style
ideas.
pinstriping type paint work, make it more Honda.
Well, do you mean the G400?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you mean like the Scrambler that we built?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I know a guy that did that. Like we built out that Scrambler to be an absolute fooler.
And if someone wants that kind of bike too, the whole built not bought kind of thing. So
Yes.
it's a good starting point for somebody that wants to build something
Right.
semi-custom. let's call it.
Absolutely. Yeah. The G400, in my opinion, I think that the G400C is a really, really cool thing. If Sleepy wants to throw this up, he can throw this up. That image of, you build a bike like this. This is an easy thing to do with a G400C. You just get an existing Scrambler pipe and you put some knobbies on it, and congratulations, you done just built yourself a 70s Scrambler.
Does that 400 doesn't have spokes, does it?
Yes, it does.
Or does
Well,
it have
no, the
spokes?
Triumph doesn't.
The Triumph
is alloys.
Yeah, maybe
they-
you wanted spokes.
Right. Well, I think a lot of why he made this trade was that he really does like a vintage style bike. I think that's definitely what it comes
once
down
you
to.
get away from the dual rear shocks, you're already knowing that you're not in the era that you're supposed to be.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Completely. So yeah, I think it's really cool. He got exactly what he wanted. And just like happens at my shop all the time, and you guys have heard about it on the podcast so many times, we don't get the bikes when they're brand new. We get the bikes when they get traded in. And we get the bikes when they're traded in. So our news report or our review of the bike could be later than anybody else's. But this is the bike that we rode today. And it's just one of the things that it's really done well. I think they managed to hit a lot of things.
I want to go back to the BMW comparison versus the 310.
Exactly.
Everyone here knows I'm a BMW guy.
Correct.
I like my BMWs.
Right.
This is more bike and it's less money. The BMW is a single to begin with.
Yes, it is.
And
Yep.
it's almost $1,000 more.
Yeah.
And I would take this bike hands down over
Wait,
BMW.
I thought the Triumph was a single as well. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought it was a twin.
It is. It's a single.
No,
Okay.
you're wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
I just had to point
Thank
that
you.
out.
Yes, you're
Yeah.
right.
But so
Let's do this. It's a bigger single.
It's a bigger single. It definitely feels like a bigger single. So this is the GS310 that we just had. And what's funny is we just sold our GS310. A gentleman came through the shop, and it was really funny to me because he came into the shop and he was like, okay, I'm going to get the Moto Guzzi V85T Travel. So that's their full-on heated grips, heated seat, all the bags, everything. And he was just sitting on it, loving it, falling in love with it. was all about making his finances work to get the V85 travel. But that's a lot of bike. There's a lot of money sitting there. And at the end of the day, when he came back, he didn't say, oh yeah, this is great. I need to place my order for the V85 travel. He disappeared for a week and he came back and he says, you know what? I need a tweener bike. I need a bike to just get me through the next year or so before I buy the V85 travel because it's a lot of money. And he paid me cash money to take that BMW GS310 out of my shop. And he's like, first thing I'm going to do is I'm putting knobbies on it, right? His first mission number one, he's a BDR guy. And his mission number one, he's like, I know everything about this bike. You're not going to tell me anything about it I don't know. I have a Husqvarna 610 right now. I just want a smaller bike I can commute around the neighborhood on, a fun bike to pop around on. So he rolled out on that particular, same paint livery, same everything. He rolled out on that from our shop and was just pleased as punch. But I can absolutely tell you that in the power department, between the GS310 and the Triumph Speed 400, wow, the Triumph Speed 400 has got way more ponies on demand.
Here's a number that I think Grumpy Sewer Guy will like.
Yeah.
Estimated average fuel mileage is 80.7.
Holy shit, that's big miles.
No reaction.
Big miles. He's looking over in disbelief. He says, the hell you say. So what did you think?
Kilometers?
Well, the engine's way more refined than the 400, the
G400.
G400C.
the G400C.
Right.
The seating position isn't as good. The controls are smoother. I mean, the fit and finish of the bike is just phenomenal. But the look, I like the look of the G400C way better.
I get that. And the look of the G400.
And the torque, the down low torque is way better on the G400C, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one thing I found maybe a little bit lacking, like that little, you got to give it a little bit, but it has it there. And at one point I let off the throttle and goosed it again, and it was like, oh, okay, there was some torque. But,
Yeah, but the way I ride, way I ride down in the lower,
He's shifting at 2,200.
There ain't no power, no power
yeah,
shifting
but down
going.
low, the G400C has way more torque.
I think you're right. Yeah. And
But as far as refinement, that Triumph is like, it's like a diamond compared to like an opal. So,
yeah. And the G400C is a 100% air-cooled machine, and the Triumph is a liquid-cooled machine. And that changes its characteristics too. The interesting thing about the Triumph, and I pulled the picture up again just because I'm going to be critical of it, is I want companies to figure out a better way to make their gas tanks not go downhill.
that's not attractive.
It's not attractive. If you're going to have the classic steel gas tank on your motorcycle, don't put it at a negative 8-degree cant.
Plus the seam.
Right. The seam.
Roll the freaking seam into the tank.
Yes. The seam has always been the sign of cheapness, right? It doesn't matter whether it was a Honda or a Yamaha or whatever. When you can see the stamping seam on the gas tank,
Right.
it does have a certain look to it.
And look, it looks like there's like a plastic thing that's holding the tank up in the fucked up position. Like, do you see that little plastic?
So there's a
bubble
spacer,
under there? Yeah.
right? So there's an additional spacer covering that frame joint, I think,
And
a plastic
pipes,
spacer.
the pipes on the GC400C are way more attractive.
And I think the G400C having not one but two complete
Right.
exhaust systems, because of that 4-valve head that Honda uses, it has two separate exhaust valves that each go into their own exhaust.
I think the 400 Thruxton might have twin exhausts.
Oh, really?
Maybe. Well, let's look it up.
Let's look
The
at
seat's
it.
super comfortable on it, though.
Yeah, the seat is pretty nice. Yeah.
I like the seating position a lot. Like, it really felt comfortable to me.
It's too forward to me. But I mean, that's
fine,
all
yeah.
opinion, right?
Right. That is.
No, there's only one correct answer.
There can only be one answer.
That's ergonomics, Some guys are long-legged, some guys are long-armed. Some
We
guys got a fat
often
ass.
we often talk about when you're looking at motorcycles on the internet, if you never see a picture of the left side of the motorcycle, it's because they don't want you to see a picture of the left side of the motorcycle. And in fact, the Thruxton does have only one exhaust pipe. But when you do an image search for the Triumph Thruxton, you will never see a picture of the left side of it. So every photograph I have found on the internet, now save for one, is a picture of the right side of the motorcycle. That's crazy to me. but it's a thing that is true that motorcycle manufacturers only want their best foot forward. So I did find a picture, if we look up here right now, of the Thruxton, and you will see that the left side does not have an exhaust. So that is
Negatory.
Yeah, that's what that got going on right there. So it is still a single with a single exhaust on that side of the bike. Pretty cool, man. Pretty neat. So I'm glad everyone got a chance to ride it, because I know that we all have been kind of, I wonder what that's all about. Now we know what that's all about.
Yeah.
It's a cool bike. Yeah,
I
it's super
enjoyed
fun.
that.
I did too. It was a fun trade to make. There was no arguing. There was no negotiating. When he said, is there any chance you can do this trade straight across? I was like, yes. Absolutely. I can do this trade straight across. Will you pay for the title? And he was like, I'll pay for the title. Good enough for me. Because if nothing else, it gives us the ability to do what we did tonight. You know, sometimes making a straight across trade, a bike that has 72 miles on it versus a bike with 2,400 miles on it, doesn't matter. It's going to be easier for me to sell the Triumph Speed 4 than it is Speed 400 than it is for me to sell the genuine G400. It just is. So
You know, it'd be a hoot. If we had like 6 of them, we could all do like a day ride, like 6 of us out just ripping around on them. Be like a spec class race.
It's spec class, right. And well, we always said that when we're playing around with our 125s and our 135s, is because you get a bunch of guys together on small displacement bikes. You get a bunch of guys together on monkeys. You get a bunch of guys together on Daxes or Hunter Cubs. It's just more fun when you're all sitting there and you're all like, okay, none of us sitting here has got 100 horsepower to spare.
If a group ride ever happened again, like this summer, like we did during COVID,
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
Yeah,
It would be nice.
I mean,
That was the best time.
Yeah,
Riding
Sundays
during COVID was the best time.
It really was. It was impossible to get a speeding ticket. Yeah.
Oh, so good.
It was impossible. You couldn't get a speeding ticket for love or money, and I tried.
Yeah.
If anybody did pull you over, you could just start coughing.
Start coughing.
Yeah.
Just start coughing like mad. Be like, yeah, I got the vid and I've nothing to live for.
All right, just slow it down there. See you later, boys.
Right. Exactly. So in the same, now since we're already talking about 400 cc's, the big news event is that Honda, for the Japanese market, and I want to specify in this that this is for the Japanese market, Honda has released not one, but 2 400cc motorcycles that are across the rails 4 cylinders.
And I'm into that.
I think we all are into that. I mean, as a guy who's owned countless CB400 Super Sports, I love an idea of an across the rails 4-cylinder.
But one of the things you won't be in love with is
Well,
the price.
the price. Exactly. That's what it's going to come down to, I think.
Pay to play.
Yes, that's true.
If you want 2 extra cylinders, that's twice as many cylinders. Therefore, you're going to pay.
Oh, it's 4 times as many cylinders.
Well, by that
yeah,
logic,
4
Johnny, you
times,
should have 4 wheels.
Well, Kawasaki does that because they have the 2.
Well, that's good. You're getting 4 cylinders for only twice as much money.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I'd pay it.
Well,
What
remember,
does Kawasaki have?
Well, you know, they have the 2-cylinder 400 and then
Yeah.
they have the 4-cylinder, and the difference
Exactly.
is like $4,000.
Right.
It's like $6,000 and then 10 or no 12. Well, is it 10 or 12?
What's that?
The 4-cylinder Kawasaki RR.
They're over 10.
Chris, what's
Okay.
the price difference between a single cylinder Janus and a 2-cylinder Janus?
Hey, Phil,
Go ahead.
before we get too far ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a YouTube video.
Wait,
the
yeah, it's
the
YouTube
yellow
video.
CB.
That doesn't exist.
But is it a limited? Is it a limited release on the 400s?
So this is the thing. It's going to be full release. Hey, it's going to be full release. But I just want to remind you guys, because last year we had already talked about the CB500 4-cylinder. Okay, that was at the CIMA, the CIMA, the Chinese motorcycle show. And this is the bike. I'm going to throw it up. You know, Sleepy will throw the picture up for you.
Interestingly enough, the guy I sold my CB1 to,
Yeah.
he bought the Kawasaki 400RR. Oh. Because he must be a fetishist.
He's a fetishist of 4-cylinder bikes. Yeah.
4-cylinder 400s.
Right. So they did launch, they did launch last year at China. They launched the 4 and the Super 4. So the CB500 Super 4 is the more traditional retro one, and the CBR 500R4 is the more futuristic one. The more futuristic one has got full fairings all the way from the top of the windshield down to the belly pan. This is a 100% sport bike. But this was built by Honda in China. This is Honda's Chinese manufacturing wing. And that's great for China, but apparently Japan wants the bike to be a 400. And I feel like the difference in manufacturing costs between China and Japan is going to be big. And when we look at the 400R, the CB400R, this is a gorgeous bike for a fully fared motorcycle that looks awesome. It's a really, really beautiful machine. But I think Japanese manufacturing, and I think 4 individual cylinders and 16 valves, the E-clutch is going to be the cheapest part of the bike. But it's a really, really pretty modern sport bike. But I have a fear that it's going to be well over the 10K limit. That's something I'm concerned about. So I think that kind of as a consumer or as a potential consumer, if you look at the Super, this is the Super right here, look at those fucking headers, man. The headers, they went to the school of the CB400F, right? They nailed it. They absolutely nailed the bike. So it's really pretty, and it does follow the same lines as the Chinese Honda version, which is the 500cc. Now, are we going to get either of these in America? Is the 400 going to land in the U.S., or is the 500 going to land in the U.S.?
Only if they come in flat black.
Which they probably will, which is the sad news, is they will probably bring one of these bikes into the United States, and you're right, Tom, they'll probably paint the fucker flat black. Yeah. It'll probably have black pipes, and it will probably have like a yellow stripe on the side or a green stripe on the side. Suck. And it would suck because
it probably won't sell.
It probably, you're right. Well, that's
Honda America just wants us to have black bikes.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Everything we see in the motorcycle shows has got great period correct livery, great early 80s livery. I mean, the paint scheme on this is
that looks great.
It looks like Chris's GS 450E.
My 850 too.
Yeah, this is a beautiful bike. It's a really, really pretty bike. I'm fearful, though, that if they do even bring this thing to the States, because Kawasaki did it with the Kawasaki ZX400RR, but nobody's buying them. It's not a bike that people are buying except for one or two like guys that are like, yeah, I'm going to put that on the racetrack. That's a track day bike.
Well, if you do decide you want to go out on the racetrack, is there actual class, a 400 class? No, you're going to be running against 500. I mean, you're not going to be running in a tight bracket just with other 404s or anything.
It's tough. And I think that could be the deal. Now, there's no pricing related on this yet. So everything at this point is pure speculation. Nothing I'm saying is based. That's why I'm not giving you guys potential MSRP.
And what could a 404 do that, like a 600 or something couldn't, like on the track, it's lighter. I mean, is there any advantage? I mean, I don't know.
Well, lower
it's a class advantage.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's a class thing.
Yeah.
So you could run in a 500 class, maybe.
Yeah, probably. Right.
Yeah, that's probably true.
And I mean, like also, if you're trying to increase your skills, you don't want a fast bike. You want a capable bike because then you actually learn how to use your momentum and stuff. So like that bike's probably going to give you all the power you need to do all the twisty stuff, but you're not going to go 179 miles an hour down the straight.
And to his point, the ZX4RR is a 400cc motorcycle, but it's 76, 77 horsepower. Mm-hmm. The problem with that is that 76, 77 horsepower doesn't arrive until 11,000 RPM.
And the torque's not down low.
And the torque is literally hanging out. It's, it's hovering in the 20-ish range, right? And pulling away from a red light on this bike, pulling away at a red light, at 2,500 RPMs, this thing's only at 15 horsepower, and I shit you not, it's at 8 torques. So you're like, that's painful, right? That's painful to pull away from a red light with those low numbers, right? Yeah, for you people. But to get this massive horsepower out of here, the way to do it is to get the bike up to that 12,000 RPM.
It's like riding a two-stroke.
But I think
riding a two-stroke.
It'd be painful for you too because you want all the torques and you don't care about the horsepower, and it's not giving you anything at 2,000 RPM.
Yeah, but I would love it on the road because it would be so smooth.
Super smooth.
True enough.
Smoothest thing in the world. And all the miles, I mean, I rode across America on a CB400F Super Sport. And yes, every time I'm, getting away from a red light, okay, we'll get there eventually. But hanging 75, 80 miles an hour for long distances. The thing was glass. It was perfectly smooth.
That's why CB 750s are so great as a vintage bike
Best
to
of both
own.
worlds.
And because you can ride, they have a lot going on. They still have pretty good torque. You can take off from a stoplight, great. And when you get out on the highway, even at 70, 75 miles an hour, they're perfectly comfortable.
When we consider the price difference between, the ZX400RR, which is a $10,000 bike, and then like if we compare it to like the Ninja 400, right? That's everything. I mean, you talk about from 10 grand down to 5,200.
Yep.
So it's double the damn money. It is double the actual money to go between the 4-cylinder and the not a 4-cylinder.
Well, but they have a lot of other differences too. The suspension's way better.
Oh, it's
everything about it. It's like
wildly
a race
different
bike
bike.
to a
Yeah.
street bike. It's completely
Absolutely.
How much smoother
wildly
can it
different
be
bike.
than that Triumph 400, though? I mean, we just rode the Triumph 400. I mean, I didn't scream it out. I didn't take it on the highway, but
It's smooth.
I didn't feel any
That bike's
vibration at any RPMs that I was at.
Right. And I agree. It's hard to have the argument to be like, well, we have a customer coming to the shop on Saturday that's going to be bringing a ZX400RR for us to inspect. Ooh. And I know.
I know.
Hey,
man,
Should we all be? Everybody's coming to the shop.
So
we all just have overalls on.
Don't panic, guys. Our team of mechanics is going to inspect your motorcycle.
He's really good at cinching the rear shock. He's good at the front.
This is our
Sleepy's-
suspension guy. This is our tuning guy.
Sleepy wants to know what time he's going to be there, so we're going to have the camera set up when he drives into the...
I like to check to see if we can use all of the tires. 'Cause that's important.
Exactly. And this is kind of the thing about this guy is buying this bike because he wants the inline 4-cylinder. He's not going to track it. He wants to ride it in the street. He just loves the noise. He said over the telephone, I love the noise. I love the sound. Right?
Me and Johnny were talking about that. Like as more and more twins get out there, it's like he was saying, like at night now when the highway goes by, you can hear the bikes clutching up and going. It's not the same when they're like compared to the old days. They're like
I mean, I'm up there in my bedroom. If I have the window open, even a crack, and I can hear 90 plain as day.
Oh God, yeah.
And and I had got home from his house, and it was like I hear him doing power ups out there. Woo! Like throwing the front end.
Yeah, the last 2 days, they were screaming across the 90.
Yeah, the next door around here is just like, can we do something about the motorcycles? I'm like, yeah, you can enjoy it.
Yeah, get into it. Be like, good for them.
It's
They're
summer.
having
Let's
fun.
go.
Yeah. Yay. That's good.
About our motorcycles or motorcycles? in
Well,
general?
motorcycles in general on the interstate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, it's just the siren song, the wail of 4-cylinders out there on the highway. People still having fun.
Yeah.
It's not. It's might be a dying breed, but they're still doing it. Somebody's got
The
it.
interstates around here are perfect. They're vacant after 11 o'clock.
There's
at night.
nobody out there.
There's nobody on them. It literally is a freaking racetrack.
Yeah.
And you can go all that way at 100 miles an hour until you hit what?
Yeah,
Construction.
Construction.
and cops.
Construction.
There's quite a bit of cops out there, man.
Well,
you gotta be.
There was
smooth.
a highway patrol station right by my house, and the guys go behind my backyard there 100 miles an hour all night long.
Yeah, it. I live very far from the freeway, and I can hear them from my house all the time. So yeah, the Team Akrapovich out there. They're the guys who are like, well, I just took all the exhaust off and just put a leaf blower turnout.
No, that's like
good to go.
Those SC racing pipes.
Yeah.
The ones that are $1,400 for the titanium one, like I happen to get from my Tuano.
Yeah.
That is just an amplification device. It was fucking crazy. It was so loud. It was insane.
Yeah,
It's a flugelhorn.
Yeah.
And it's funny too because I do see those. The Ewan McGregor bike left. So the Ewan McGregor, we're talking about 4-cylinders.
Well, wait, which one?
So the GSXS 1000.
Okay.
Okay.
Not the Bumblebee.
With 300 miles on it.
Right.
Okay. The bike that I bought kind of against my will, right, to get the deal, to get the 2-pack special, I purchased it. I rode it 3 times. And of the 3 times I rode it, I was pulled over by the police twice. Mm-hmm. And I earned it both times. Don't get me wrong. It's not like they were out hassling me. Mm-hmm. Both times I rode that bike, I was like, this is going to be great. And both times I had law enforcement officers pull me over and I was like, I'm so happy to meet you now and not 10 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah.
Because had I met you 10 minutes ago, I was going $165.
That's what the cops, when they look at you and you're smiling, they're like, what are you smiling about? I just pulled you over because I was felony speeding 4 seconds ago.
You have no idea. Had you been 1.5 miles down the road that way, you would have had a ticket to tell your children about.
I got you going 79 and a 65. You're like, awesome.
No, the guy was like, I'm pulling you over because you're going 52 and a 35. And I was like, you bet your ass I was.
Yeah.
100%. That's it.
Your radar is accurate.
Well done, sir. I was holding her back. Yep. And Pete and I were talking about that motorcycle because the guy that bought that bike from me, this is a GSXS 1000, not a GSXR, a GSXS. And
So a katana.
no, fuck. Oh boy. Oh man. That is them's fighting words. Yeah.
Speaking of that, I saw a video on YouTube. It's like, I'm going to try to get this rare 90s sport bike running, and it was a Katana.
No.
And I'm like, oh my God, these children, they don't even know, man.
God.
Wait, what's a katana?
Yeah.
Can of tuna.
It's a
What do you wanna
Japanese
call it?
sword.
Katana, yeah.
So here's the bike I sold. And so the guy came down, and this is what I thought was really cool. And Pete and I were kind of talking about this advanced, one of the biggest things that this guy bought this bike for. The bike he had prior to this was the Honda CBR 650 with the E-clutch.
Okay.
So he's a real E-clutch owner.
Oh, why couldn't he trade that in on this?
He already sold it. So it's already gone. So here's his thing. This guy's 6'3". He's about 250, 275. He's an M1 tanker, so I had a lot in common with him. And I was happy to sell him the bike at a very good price. But he came down here because this bike, he didn't come down for the big horsepower. He didn't come down for the big miles per hour. He came down because the Suzuki has the clutch assist system and a quick shifter. And I learned this the first time I rode the bike. If I let the clutch out in first gear and I do my throttle matching like we all do every time we pull away from a red light, it's not as nice as if I take my hand off the throttle and just let the clutch out, because then the motorcycle automatically rev matches perfectly for the launch. I'm going to say that again. Light goes green. Don't touch the gas. Let the clutch out. And as long as you don't just flop the clutch, like let it just free fall, it magically rev matches and you leave the light like you've been riding for 100 years. Perfectly. And then you shift into second, you don't touch the clutch at all. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Even if you do it at way too fucking low of a revs that would normally, if you shifted into second gear, it would stall the bike. It rev matches perfectly. It does it without you asking it to. Now, of course, it's a setting on the bike. You can play around with it and turn it on and turn it off. But what shocked me was going up through the stack and coming down through the stack, I could do dumb things like shift down into second gear at, 6 miles an hour. Right? I could roll up at 12 miles an hour, still in fourth gear, and it wouldn't shut the motor off. So it was doing throttle management, not clutch management.
Yeah,
so you're in charge of the clutch department. It's in charge of the throttle department.
It can't control the shift or the clutch.
Right.
But it can control the throttle.
You got it.
And it does it very well.
Boy, does it do it well. Including this bike had a tune on it, and it came with an a Krapovich exhaust on it. So when he got the bike, he goes, well, really, how good does the quick shifting work? How good does the clutch assist work? And I was like, watch this. And so from in front of my shop, I put my hand up in the air so he could see my right hand was nowhere near the throttle. And I let the clutch out. And the bike just went, and I drove away. And then I went past him again, this time, in first gear, hand on the throttle. I had my left hand up in the air. The clutch hand was up in the air. And I shifted into second at only about 7 miles an hour, and it didn't shake the bike up. It didn't purge. It didn't dump. It didn't shudder. It didn't, do the bad things that it does when you shift into too high of a gear, too low of a speed. And he was like, that's what I'm talking about. So once all the paperwork was done, once the money changed hands, I was like, well, great. Here's the keys. Go take it for a ride. And he took it for a ride, and he jumped on it. He went and hauled ass. This is not a big bike. It's not a heavy bike. It's a very small, very easy to ride bike. He took it for a blast around the neighborhood, brought it back. He goes, that is exactly what I wanted. He goes, 3 times the power of the CBR 650, but still completely perfect transmission, still completely perfect clutch operation every single time. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of my review too. Too bad it looks like, it looks
more and more. I love a good transmission. Like
Yeah.
I used to love riding my Super Hawk with a 4-speed clatterbox. I could, drive it like you're riding a tractor and everything.
Yeah. 4 gears and all of them are neutral.
But then, especially once I got the Versailles, like that 6-speed transmission, just being able to blip through the gears and effortlessly and never clunking or never doing anything, never like missing a shift.
It's a great transmission.
A modern transmission is to an old transmission what fuel injection is to old carburetors.
Old carburetors.
It's just
Alex Hearn says, I'm so glad we never called the GSXF from the 90s a Katana here in Oz. People would have rioted. Yeah. Well, again, the Misfits just talked about the Gladius. The Gladius. The Gladius is a Roman short sword.
Yeah.
So the Gladius is literally like short sword.
We got a few of those sitting around.
The Katana is the Katana.
But you looked at the picture and they were like, we can't figure out why this bike failed. It hit all the marks. I'm like, no, visually it's ugly as fuck.
Do you mean the My Little Pony SV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why would they do that?
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
there's no question like why that bike didn't sell.
Yeah.
Like, I was a huge SVs fan, and I saw that thing. I'm like, well, on paper it looks good, but when you actually look at it,
Can we look at it? Can we look
Yeah,
at
I'll
it?
pull it up for
Yeah.
you.
I had to put one of these back together.
There was a
after it
minute where I
wrecked
wanted one.
time. And the real problem with this bike is if you look at an SV650, even an SV650S, there's no bodywork. The Gladius has all these weird, that curve on the front, and there's a couple of them with like turn signals and shit and weirdness in it. And there's like
Look at this
2,700.
I believe Miss Emma said the front headlight looked like a boob, but just one boob.
Well, and like, what's with the like? It looks like a Salvador Dali drew a sperm.
It does.
Like,
it really
it just
does.
doesn't work.
It looks
man.
like Big Hero 6 motorcycle.
It's a very early 2000s
Mac.
Xbox. Yeah.
It's a very
If
early
they would
Mac.
have just put a normal gas tank and a side panel on it, they couldn't have kept him in stock.
And
It's been alphanized.
well,
It has been alphanized. Yeah.
it's a video
Any
game motorcycle.
2026 Kia.
Yes, it does. It has that look of, we need to rub the styling department on this, and you're like, no, you rubbed too hard.
Somebody saw the BMW F650 CS and went, we can build one of those.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Scarver.
It's not a great looking motorcycle. And again, nobody, I'm the God, man, I'll tell you, I'll take an SV650 any day of the goddamn week. And I like the first gen carb ones, but they, it's a carburetor. I think the 2003 that Merritt had, the SV650S, was a beautiful looking bike. But this bike just, don't like it. Don't care for it, not one bit.
Yeah, they did things wrong.
They did. And then like everything in the radiator hiding department, the radiator hiding department is just a hot mess
It's
too.
all tiny parts that it takes forever to order.
Do you know what? The same guy that did the first BMW F650 probably got called in on this. And I think he also spent some time at Aprilia.
Oh, the Picasso?
Yes.
All I
The
know is
Picasso.
that I bought a motorcycle that should be uglier than this. In fact, it's probably one of the ugliest motorcycles ever made,
Since
and
we're
it's
talking
still
about
better
it.
looking than this fucking.
You know
thing.
what?
Let's talk all about
You know what?
that.
It's like an ugly shiver.
It is like an ugly shiver. The shiver is actually a handsome
I
motorcycle.
didn't.
I like the
in
shirt.
person, I did not find this bike to be totally.
What year is
unacceptable.
yours, Sleepy?
Yeah,
2003.
So does it have the plastic above the headlights or no?
Yes.
It does. Okay. Yeah.
It is. It is. It's not the one that most people think of.
Yeah, well, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, nobody remembers the Speed 4.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So like you said a 3, right? 2003?
2003.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
didn't change.
But they
Funny
did.
enough.
Funny enough, they did change.
Yeah, a little bit.
They did change. They did. But I'm trying to find the green one. So yeah, there's the green one.
If you ever take that gas tank off, it's like 27 pounds of fiberglass.
Oh,
it's ridiculous.
The insulation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the insulation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the insulation.
Yeah. So this guy.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the Speed Triple, dude.
Did I probably speak
Yeah,
triple?
Yeah, no, the Ford.
That's
the Ford's
way
completely
uglier
different.
than the Gladius.
I was
Mine
rooting-
is uglier than that.
Yours
I was
is a
rooting,
Speed
man.
4?
I was like, why you landed one of the very rare 675 streets, and
No.
you were like, no, man, it's a
It's even
Ford. I went,
rarer. Yeah.
oh.
So I had the opportunity to ride this little beast, and I can't believe what he got for the money that he paid.
For the money.
It's a crazy time.
It is a fuel injected 600 4-cylinder, and it runs perfectly.
Yeah.
It starts like by the time you think you're hitting the starter button, it's already running. It's fucking insane. And, it needed a kiss or two, but besides that, that's her.
Yep. Yeah.
It's fucking hideous in such a beautiful way.
I don't find it all that unattractive. It does have double round headlights.
Well, our friend Adrienne Dolezal, whose husband
Put on as afterthought.
Aaron Dolezal worked at Summit.
Right.
She rode around on a Speed 4 for quite a while. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she rocked a Speed 4. I've got a Speed 4 in my garage right now. It's technically a TT. So, yeah, it's a TT.
600?
A TT, 4-cylinder. Yeah.
Okay, so
and it's got
600.
a TT 600, and it's been ultra lightened because somebody made the title go away. Oops. So, aside from the fact that it has no title, it's a cool motorcycle.
Well, I know if you have some parts you don't want.
It's like cherry nice.
Oh, cherry nice.
If you took the little bit of plastic up above the headlights off and just put a windshield or put some sort,
I got it. I
like that plastic.
I like the plastic.
It's not bad. I mean, if you really wanted to make it more normal looking, that would be the move.
Well, no, I got
just
it.
a black windscreen there.
No, dude. I fucking found one in Australia. It's on its way here right now. It's a Lamar Lip. It's the only one ever existed for this fucking motorcycle.
Okay, hold on.
And it's the last one in the
Lamar Lip.
Hold on.
It's straight from Sanford and Son.
What?
Sleepy doesn't know when he does it, but it's even funnier because he
Lamar,
doesn't know when he does it.
Lamar?
No, it's Laminar. Lamar's a big dude.
Right.
Oh, Lamar.
You don't want
Well, that was because I thought it was Lamar.
Lip.
I didn't miss. That was me not knowing what it was.
the Lamar
Laminar.
lip.
Levert.
You got a picture? There it is.
Yeah, I don't want to play that game any longer. I'm gonna get in trouble.
So that's the
Lamar lip.
It's still got boobies above the boobies though. So that's.
And if you don't think I'm putting a mustache on it, you're absolutely wrong.
Oh, you're putting a mustache on that. I got a whole box of mustaches for it.
Johnny
Five.
No, that's a double.
It's a double.
It's a double.
That's a double.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a double.
It needs eyebrows.
I'm getting blinds.
The Laminar lip looks super cool on it.
But
I did a Google search for Lamar lip, and you don't want to see that.
You don't want to see that one, right? No, but seriously, like, what a time, man. Like, $1.87 a cc.
Oh my God, yeah.
For a fucking titled running motorcycle.
Correct. Yeah.
Come on, with fuel injection.
With
it doesn't
fuel
even
injection.
have the evil things.
This is my favorite thing is that you got a fuel injected motorcycle
with new tires.
with a title.
And
with new
it's
tires.
Oh, it has new tires.
187%
Yeah.
over what we used to pay.
Yes.
It's pretty much spotless. I mean, for 38,000 miles,
Yeah.
there's not a scratch
There's
on
not
it.
a scratch, and the dude had basically his favorite pinstriper. Just put
I saw the
pinstripes and all kinds of
pinstriping.
random shit.
Yeah.
So I did a whole bunch of research, and I was pretty sure that this would work.
Right.
But I just wanted to
Just
double
lacquer
check.
thinner.
Lacquer thinner, and it did. As long as you have 2K clear and it's been catalyzed, it's cool. So I was able to strip all that.
Lacquer thinner removes a lot of sins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done stuff with carb cleaner. I mean, like you get an old like the one that's
basically
the one CB350 I had. It was like some kid just went and there was like a blue paint on the really nice tank,
It's
and
aerosolized acetone.
I just gave it a little easy, just a little bit at a time, and I took off all the blue paint and made it look nice.
You're a freaking butcher.
Oh, I mean the original old Honda Clear Coat it holds up pretty nice.
Does hold up pretty good.
Until it turns yellow.
Right, I was going to
You get
say.
one nick in it, everything turns yellow.
Unless they put it on the aluminum.
Yeah.
In which case, oh, man. Yeah. So I think that's freaking cool, man. I dig that.
It was really interesting, and the guys were really cool. And here's the funny part. So of course, there's a story.
Yeah.
So I wake up and I'm working from. I had the day off, but if I was working, I would be working from home that day.
Sure. Right. Yeah.
And so you get up and you have your coffee and you log on. And of course, the first thing you have to do is look at Marketplace.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it said listed 1 minute ago, and it came up, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of what I've been looking for.
That's what you're looking
it
for,
looks
yeah.
pretty nice. So I just text the guy. I'm like, hey, because it just said text me. So I was like, is this a current picture? He goes, taken yesterday.
Wow.
I go, okay. I'm like, everything runs, and I got a title and everything. He's like, yeah. I'm like, I can head out in a minute. And he's like, all right. So he sends me the address, right? I hit the address, me and typing, it sucks, right? So I hit the address. It says send to maps. I go, yes. Send it to maps, jump in the car, put the trailer on it, and I head to where the map tells me.
Okay. Yeah.
I get to this guy's house. I get out, and this guy comes out really mad and goes, can I help you? And I'm like, do you have a motorcycle for sale? He's like, no, get the fuck out of my yard. I'm like, okay. So I'm a little confused.
All right.
And I look down, and I'm like, wow, it said Mansfield. And I look again, and it was like, no, it's Massillon.
Oh, shit.
But Google Maps fucked me. I
they
didn't
did.
type
Yeah.
it. I just, when somebody
You
sends you
almost
the
typed it.
full address.
Autocorrect, gotcha.
Yeah.
How?
It just got you. It does it to me all the time.
Yeah.
I thought it would just take the address and pump it. Doesn't, because when it says open in maps, it's taking that text and putting it in there, right?
Clearly,
Yeah.
So
you
anyways,
didn't double check.
So yeah, of course not. I'd never
Right.
thought, because I've done that a million times and it just takes you there, right?
Well, damn,
so
your
then
computer didn't know where you were going.
I call the guy and I'm like, hey, what is your address? And he tells me the address and he's like, where are you now? And I'm like, I'm in fucking Mansfield.
Right.
He goes, wonderful. I'm like, I go, listen, dude, I'm on the way. I stopped
you're
at the
still
bank.
40
everything.
minutes away,
So
yeah.
I sent him the thing. He's like, cool. By the time I got there,
Yeah.
the dude had 337 phone calls.
No doubt.
Like he said, it was like he had to shut his phone off.
Yep.
He was like, he goes, I could tell by your text and the fact that you
You
sent
weren't
a
ticking around.
screenshot, you weren't fucking around. I'm like, yeah, dude, I was on my way. So like, and then I get there and the battery's dead, and he said it wasn't dead.
Oh shit.
So at this point, I negotiate the bike down.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not running at this point.
That's $100 right
And then
there.
his brother comes over and goes, hey, I got jumper cables. I'm like, perfect. So we bring the jumper cables over, touch the starter, because
Proof of life,
fires
yeah.
right up.
Yeah.
And I still got my disc on. So I was like, fuck
So,
yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but so that motorcycle was available in 3 colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yellow, green.
No, it was available in orange,
Orange, yes. Green.
black,
Oh, black.
and roulette green.
Roulette
and
green.
you got the roulette green.
The only
you
one
got
you
the
get.
only color you should ever get that bike.
You
in.
know-
Oh no, the orange is amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
And you know who I think had Bill
look up
Muir.
the orange.
Bill Muir's son.
Bill's son. Yeah.
Bill Muir. He might have the orange one.
Yeah, it's the same paint they used in the Tony the Tiger Tigers.
Oh, Tigers, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. That's why
Yeah.
it looks.
But here's the trick, and the tangerine orange that the bike came in. So I'll pull
I
it up.
had a customer that rode one of those for 20 years.
Yep. And when I pull the bike up in orange, you'll be like, oh, yeah, I remember that. So what I think that the roulette green,
What are those side things?
those are the snorkels.
Yours is
No, I got the snorkels. What's underneath the
The
snorkel?
underbelly.
the side panel.
The
And
side
it's
panels.
got a belly.
Yeah, it's got a
Oh,
belly.
I
panel.
don't have a belly.
Those things all exist.
And keep in mind that
can buy
that
those.
bike, that bike is the same as the TT and the Daytona.
I know. Well, that's where parts. That's why I was worried about parts until I got the service manual, and it was like, no, it's all
Yeah, they're all the same bike.
Yeah.
Now,
they're all the same.
this
How much
is-
was the stator you just ordered?
$127. And then I bought steering head bearings just because they're, I always do that. with
It's
a new
not
bike.
cheap.
$23.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Did you get it from
this
Rick's?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I
yes.
did.
Come
Rick
on,
Staters.
Rick Staters, by all means.
Yeah.
Rick's
what's
Electrics.
funny is this bike. The first one of these I rode was brand new in year of our Lord 2003 or whatever. 100 horsepower, right? Even with like the factory exhaust on the bike and everything right out of the dealership. I took it out for a honk. It was on the orange one, right? And I would have bought it if it would have been the green one. I had money to spend. I had a trade lined up. I was at the dealership going to buy the motorcycle. And when I got in there, the guy was like, well, you can't, I'm not going to let you even talk about buying this bike until you take it for a ride. And I was, okay, I'm trading in an FCR 1000 for this 600. He goes, no, this is faster than your FCR. And I was like, debatable, but I'm willing to take your bike for a ride. So I took it for a ride and I fucking loved it. It was amazing. But again, I am a me-sized person.
Right.
And to me, this bike felt a little on the small side.
Oh, yeah. You're
right?
6-something.
It felt a little on the small side for me. So I went and rode the bike around a little bit, brought it back. Power delivery was great. Everything about the thing. The mapping, the fuel mapping was actually fantastic. From
I
the
didn't
get-go.
know Triumph built a bike that revved to 14 grand.
Oh, yeah. And then some change probably.
Yeah.
And when I brought it back, I said, I'm really happy you didn't have the green one because I would have bought the green one before I rode it. And for me, it was like at that moment in my life, all of my bikes that I was riding were bikes that were kind of for taller people. And at that same time, I had a Honda GB500, which is not a bike for taller people. And I had my Honda CB400F Super Sport, which is not a bike for tall people. And this would have been in that not a bike for tall people category. So I never bought one. And like I said, I've got the TT600 I've ridden it a few times, but mostly I've been hiding it in the warehouse because I don't want to find out how stolen it is.
Right. Well, and that one's more high strung, so they
Yeah.
detuned this a little bit more for the street.
It's a
so
street.
it has a little more low end,
mid-range.
mid-range.
Yeah, tuned for the mid-range.
Yeah. And then you can feel it.
This was that weird, right in the middle when they were going from the Hinckley factory and moving their manufacturing into the newer modern age.
Yeah.
So This is kind of the last of those Hinkley's. Like the Thunderbird that Phil has now that you have.
It's a Hinkley bike.
That was a Hinkley bike with a 3-cylinder.
100%.
And these are all basically essentially Kawasaki motors that they hacked up and put it into Triumph.
Yeah, I would say that. And then like the other interesting thing, so at the time it wasn't the fastest 600, it wasn't like the peppiest or anything. But
Wasn't the best looking.
But
Well,
no, it definitely wasn't the best looking.
the funny part is the Speed Triple was the more expensive bike.
Yes,
Right.
it
The
was.
Triple was more expensive than the
Right.
4, and the 4
But
was
here's
built
the
as the budget
interesting
bike.
thing, though. For the time period, it has awesome suspension,
Oh, yeah.
completely adjustable front and rear suspension, dampening, compression, everything
Well,
that you want to do.
they
to it.
overbuilt the Triumphs of this era because they were coming back and as strong as they could.
Right.
The problem is they didn't have everything together yet. So, like I said, when you pull the tank off, it's going to be a disaster.
Right.
But they're great bikes.
Yeah, and then the thing is like, worst case scenario, if I actually like it and keep it for a long time and say I blow something up, there's 600 motors laying everywhere.
exactly.
The TT600s are not hard to find in parts and stuff like that. So
Considering that, throw this picture up, this was its competition. And you go to the dealership, and the Triumph had their arsenal of these 4-cylinder 600s. And the Suzuki, those bikes were for people that did not want a track day, 120 horsepower, across rails 4-cylinder kind of bike. That was who the Triumph was being sold to. It's people that wanted a fun commuter, canyon carver, lightweight bike. And Suzuki was over there with the SV650 doing the exact same thing. They were building a bike that wasn't meant to be everybody's favorite track day bike. It was meant to be a great bike you could ride back and forth to work on, or you could take canyon carving and the whole thing. And this was the SV650 for me, when I got one, was my first experience with like, oh shit, V-twins as sport bikes are fun.
yeah.
And so that was when I made my first move. When I made my first jump, was not buying the Triumph 4-cylinder, and I did buy the Suzuki SV650 instead.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, torque in a sport bike is actually fun.
Well, think about this too. So Triumph came out with that Speed. And my year was the year they came out with the Speed 4.
Right, Speed 4. Yeah.
And they're kind of at that point, they weren't really a trusted company. And so they bring this ugly ass bike out. So they literally sold none. They only imported 1,011.
I was shocked about that.
53 went to Canada. So that leaves 900 and whatever to here.
Okay.
So they estimate right now in 26, there's probably 300 left in the States that are like in one piece. And probably less than
Due
100.
to the sport bike attrition rate.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, well, especially because they were ugly, so they got cheap. So people that couldn't get the fucking GSX-R 600 or whatever was like, well, I guess I can take that.
Yeah,
and then
good
they
point.
learned how to wheelie and throw it down the road.
Right.
So then to find one with like the stock exhaust pipe, stock everything, not fucked at all, like probably under 100.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that.
Now, the
So-
other thing I'm going to tell you is that I ran into this with a trophy. Depending on the mileage and the motor build determines whether or not the timing chain adjuster is going to fail at 60,000 miles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But
They have a
60,000 miles is a long
Well,
way.
he's still got a long way to go.
He's still got double the miles.
Yeah, yeah.
But a lot of
It's
those,
not a
if they
daily rider.
hit about 50-ish, they start slapping a bit because the timing chain adjuster wears out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I had a guy that was driving through and blew the motor because the timing chain slipped. And that was the thing, is that you run into this at 48-ish to 70-ish.
All right.
Interesting.
So you're saying, around 50.
It's not a manual adjusting
And
one. It's an
no,
auto takeout.
It's auto, but
Yeah.
it just they just wear out.
Yeah.
All right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, no, and this is those years when they borrowed. I don't know what the deal was with Kawasaki, but a lot of their stuff, a lot of their motors and stuff came out of Kawasaki, and when I were to them in a Hinkley, and then your bike, the whole street and speed triple stuff. Was the dispatch rider version of this bike. So once you crash this bike,
So this is the one I've got in my warehouse right now, which is a 2000 model year TT.
Does that have carbs or fuel injection?
those are real rudimentary fuel injection.
I think it was
real early.
very early gen fuel injection. Yeah, real early gen fuel injection. And like I picked this bike up because
Didn't that bike have a problem with the fuel injection?
this bike had a problem with the title. And this was one of those ones where it was like, hey, man, I know where you can get a really, really good deal on a Triumph TT. Just don't ask him about a title. So when I went over to the guy's house, I was like, show me the fucking title. And the guy was like, well, there's a bit of a problem there. And then I got this pretty convoluted story about like international travel and, you know, all kinds of like gold Krugrands and all kinds of shit. And the long and short of it is no title ever manifested itself for the bike. And I straight up didn't run the VIN. I didn't do a law enforcement VIN check. which, we can't do those for free here. That's not something I can just walk up to any cop and be like, hey, look, I got this VIN. Will you run it through for me? Because I just don't have those kinds of connections anymore. So yeah, that's what that bike was. Or that's what that bike is. It's sitting in the shop it's sitting in my warehouse right now. And I was always been like, it might be just time for this thing to go to Mid-Ohio and
That's what I was thinking.
yeah, go to we'll get it running, we'll take it to Mid-Ohio and be like, here you go. Highest offer wins.
Fly be free.
But it's 26 years
Let the
old.
Let the bourbon gremlin have its way with it for a
It's a
minute.
26-year-old bike. Nobody wants it as a fucking...
We should do a burnout.
Yeah. And I love that the first thing that comes up on it is erratic, abrupt electronic fuel injection.
Yep.
Yes, totally. I've had the day that I picked the bike up, I cleaned everything out. And I was like, well, let's just see if it fires up and runs. And as soon as I started up, I was like, oh, well, that's the most unhappy fuel injection I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, it was just all over the fucking place. So I'm sure there's something to do to fix it. But realistically, for a bike that I got for
Nothing.
very little, I think I gave the guy $250 for it or something. Yeah. Yeah. Just to be like, okay, something to make it leave his yard and go into my truck.
It's kind of nice though. Like I've had the I had the opposite last year getting the BMW.
Sure.
And it has everything. It does all the things. It has electronic everything. It fucking smiles at you. It tells you what temperature your tea is, everything, right? This is exactly the opposite. You're back to like speedometer, tack, and if you hit the button right, you might get 2 different trip meters out of it. And a gas gauge that I don't know if it works or not yet because I haven't gone that low in gas.
Right.
But that's it. That's all you have. There's no traction control. There's no buttons. There's no knobs. There ain't shit. It's just riding.
Better.
Yeah.
Better. Exactly.
Yeah.
Better is right.
I mean, it's a more visceral experience.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's a much better experience. It's funny, but I'm super happy that you got that bike because that's one of those bikes that every time I see one, I smile.
Well, I wanted to say, it's one I've kind of wanted for a while, and then I saw it in nice condition, and I'm like, I can't let some fucking kid just get this and be like, I'm going to paint it flat black and put monster stickers on it. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
No, this thing's nice.
So cool.
I kind of feel that way every time I see a Tony the Tiger.
Yeah.
And then I've ridden a couple of them, and I know how horrible they are motorcycle wise. I'm like, oh god, I love that paint job, but oh god, I hate that bike.
I had an orange Tony the Tiger, and I always wanted one from the day they came out. I was like, someday, Excalibur, you shall be mine. And I finally fucking got one. The right trade came along, and I was like, I have this. It's an acquired taste.
It's got the right amount of head. See, the reason I love this bike is because it's got the proper amount and shape headlights.
Right.
So did the Tiger. So both of those. And I'm working on a video and I'm blowing my joke, but it is the only motorcycle that has an open invitation to work at Hooters.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does.
Yeah, that's even the new one. That's not even the old one.
No, the old. I was going to say it, and I'm trying to even remember what the year was on the Tony the Tiger.
2000-ish, but maybe
I was going to
before
say
that,
98.
Yeah, because they were carbureted. I don't think they had fuel injection.
Mine had fuel injection.
Did it?
Mine was fuel injected.
Yeah, but they're real. Like your bike, your Thunderbird, is
Yeah.
like the last Triumph to have carburetors.
Oh, and God, they're awful.
And oh yeah, like I hate that bike. I own 2 of those and I hate them.
Yeah,
They run
man.
good.
Oh, when they run, they're amazing.
Wait, wasn't that your old bike, Sleepy?
Yes,
Yes.
It was
That they're
Adam
hating on?
Constantine's old bike.
There's the
They
great one.
hate
It's
your
been
bike.
through everybody. It's the
They
town
hate.
pump.
They probably even they hate you for hating that bike.
If I could ever, when they run, they're an amazing motorcycle. But the problem is those stupid, and it doesn't matter which car, because they came with the Makunis and then it came with the Kians.
Throw this up,
and
Sleepy.
neither of them run well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
if
That mask, that headlight mask, is amazing.
so when they designed this bike, they took their amazing triple 900, fantastic motor, absolutely fantastic motor, and they were like, what would happen if we put this motor like a foot and a half higher in the air somehow? Is there a way that we can use sky hooks or something and just take this motor and just make it into a Perry Dakar bike, make it into an adventure bike? What should only ever be a sport bike triple motor, can we make this into a Perry Dakar adventure bike? And they put the center of gravity at about 4.5 feet. Very rare have I ridden a motorcycle in my life that was more ponderous at slow speeds than this fucking thing. And if you would even like look to your left slightly to be like, I heard a noise, this bike was like falling off scaffolding. It was so,
Well,
as
and then you
Metal
had
Fresh would say, it was higher than giraffe pussy.
And I mean, you got that nice, 37-gallon tank that
Yeah.
sits above
Oh, yeah.
everything.
Oh,
The center of gravity is above your head.
That also,
So bad.
also, the tank is plastic with the plastic decals on it, so when it swells, all the decals can bubble up. And
but the
become-
problem is it's also 4 inches thick of
yes.
plastic.
The gas tank with no gas in it weighs 30 pounds.
Right.
And they managed to make the plastic out of Swiss cheese because American fuel just leaches right out of the cocksucker.
Right. And this just expands.
See,
Your bike
This is-
always smells like gas.
Have you ever seen? I mean, there's been a couple of these videos, but you
Yeah.
ever see the dude? He's up on like the Andres Mountains and it's hot, and he has that bike, and he just filled up at the station below, and he gets up and he goes to check something, and it's the gas just comes out at
Spraying.
fucking
Yeah.
9,000 miles an hour.
This is why we say we're shocked at the quality and survivability of the new Triumph company.
Yeah.
because they built this stuff for about 20 years.
I was waiting to work that comment in. You know, we were like heaping praise on the bike that's out in the driveway right now, and then we're shitting all over this
For like-
stuff that
for
was
like
only 20 years
we
ago.
were like, how
we
the
just
hell
said
are they
8 or
still-
10 years ago something
Well,
changed.
So what they did was they built the Triumph Bonneville, the T100, T120s. They built that bike, and when they did that, the entire company realized that they could build good bikes at not like this, because these were overly complicated for the time, but
and
like
they were expensive. They
yeah,
weren't cheap.
They
man.
were not cheap. And the Bonneville changed Triumph's DNA, like right after the Hinckley thing. It completely changed the company, and then they started building these amazing motorcycles.
And then they did the Thruxton, and everybody lost their
Go ahead and bring this up here because I
But I
just
think
typed
that-
in to Google 2000 Triumph Tiger 900 problems. Enter. Engine stalling, dying when warm. Yep, can confirm. Right? Charging system issues. The battery often fails to hold a charge. Yes, can confirm. Worn out regulator rectifiers made out of angel hair. Electrical system issues. All of them. Carburetor maintenance. So that was the 2001 was the conversion between the carburetor, I think, and the fuel injection. In any case, as we found out with the Super Chicken, with the Thunderbird, the Superbird,
Thunder Chicken. Yeah.
the Thunder Chicken, every fucking, okay, not something I could trust. Fork dive. Yes, you touch the front brake, the bike actually inverts. It was awful. Weight. It is quite heavy, making it challenging for off-road maneuvering. Yeah, fuck yeah, it was a tank. It is not a great motorcycle. And I wanted it so bad, and the day I got it, I think I had it for like 3 months, and I couldn't get rid of it fast enough.
I think the pro move here is to get the early Pegaso F650 BMW and just paint it like Tony the Titan.
A comment about the 400, the Triumph 400, because you mentioned the Bonneville, and when I rode that, my first impression was like, oh, this is like a Bonneville.
Yeah.
It's not spectacular speed or power, but it's super smooth
Yep.
and low ease of input. It's just a real comfortable,
Somebody
easy bike
at
to ride.
Triumph realized they used to build amazing, simple motorcycles, and I think the T100 120 was the first one in like 98.
So the first fuel injected Bonnie
there you
was
go.
2008.
2008.
Yeah, 2008, and the T100, and that was one of those ones where we were always joking because they had the carburetors. They were like, well, we should make them look like carburetors.
Oh, the Amals.
Well, let's make them look like.
Yeah, that was hideous.
Let's literally make them look like CVs. Are you kidding me? You're going to make them look like Key and CV carbs?
Yeah.
Of all the cool carburetors that exist on the planet, you're going to make
throttle
bodies
body CVKs.
that look like CVKs. You dumbass. Like, who did they call that was like, I know what a carburetor looks like. It's that thing right there. And they were like, yeah, copy it. At least on the later ones, they had the courtesy to copy the Amals, right? But the first ones, they were fuel injected.
But when they,
G carbs.
Yes.
I was gonna say, when they first did the carbureted Bonneville, it injected so many people ran out and bought that bike.
Yeah, it did.
Injected so much cash into Triumph
It did.
that they turned the company around like overnight with this one bike.
It's just a cozy bike.
Yeah.
It is.
What year was your Speedmaster? You had a Speedmaster.
2010.
America, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, that gives you an idea. They sold a lot of those bikes, man.
Oh, how many Bonnevilles do you have in the shop right now?
7, 6.
Yeah.
I'm something. Well, the problem is all the Bonnevilles I have in the shop are carbureted.
Correct.
So
That's why my
that's-
Thruxton's in the garage.
that's
right
like 14 fucking carburetors. Yeah. It's
Abandoned ship.
way too many fucking carburetors. Yeah. That's going to be one of those deals too. If it happens at Mid-Ohio, it's going to be the whole pick a Bonneville.
Here's the thing, though, about carburetors, and Sleepy and I were out there fucking around with his 125, and it was a bit of a pain in the ass and everything, but we could work on it, and we could change the carburetor, and a brand new carburetor is $23 on Amazon's,
and we used parts of that,
and we used parts of the Amazon, and we used parts of the original, and it had to go on and come off three times. Third time was a charm.
Yep.
But once we got it figured out,
it's a sewing machine.
It's running fucking perfect.
So B has now gone out to the garage, pulled it out, started it, ridden it, put it away, and even turned the gas off.
No help from Dad.
No help. She's got it down.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
That's her. She calls it her home horse.
What?
Because she doesn't have a horse at home. She rents a horse. That's her home horse for right now.
You get a hobby horse head for the front of it, put a little tail on the back.
I should put a fucking horse head on it.
Yeah, put a hobby
Not a real
horse.
one. That'd probably upset her.
No, a hobby horse head.
Oh, my face. Oh, by the way, so while we were
and that's how
around,
you got a stick in the face.
Yeah, so when we were fucking around, of course, John's like, you won't take it through. So next to my house, there's a field that used to be a racetrack, but now it's just a field again.
Right.
So we had to make the racetrack in the field.
Right.
And with all the rain and stuff, I kind of forgot about the 2 feet of water in the middle of it.
Oh,
so he was on the 4-wheeler and I was on the dirt bike, and I found that 2 feet of wood or water. So then we switched, and then he was like, "You can make it across there." And he's like, "You think?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I better go fast." So I went fast, and something hit me in the face, and it went into my face, and I was bleeding, but I couldn't tell what the hell it was.
I thought that was when we were back in the poison ivy woods.
I was going to say, I'm guessing there wasn't a full face helmet involved. Yeesh.
Yeah, we forgot about those.
Helmets, glasses.
I mean, come on. Once you're on grass, all that, I forget about that when you're on grass.
You were playing by Mid-Ohio rules.
But so something hit me in the face. No big deal. You bleed a little bit, whatever. But now today, my face.
Oh, your face.
My face isn't working really. Yeah. It's not moving much. So I'm thinking that there's
You've
something.
got cattail paralysis.
4-inch thorn, it's like stuck through his lip up into his eye.
That's what he said. He's going to have spider babies.
There's either insects growing in my face or there's some kind of an infection going on.
You have one cicada. It's just waiting 17 years to come out.
It hurts. I can feel it.
And then it's going to start screaming.
They're going to open your whole face up.
Oh, God.
I mean, dude, all it can do is improve it at this point.
There's going to be a giant vagina coming out the side of your face.
Ooh. You ran through a cow patty and it's just Botox.
Okay. Yeah. I'd fuck me real hard.
What if that's it? What if I look like 10 years younger and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to go in the backyard and start stabbing myself with whatever the fuck I hit?
Oh, yeah. Hillbilly Botox?
Yeah.
What you got to do is you got to squeeze the cattail just right, and then stab it in the cheek.
I'm just hoping this doesn't turn out to be something really awful.
I know, me too.
Yeah,
it was a snake.
I don't want to lose an eye.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to our next topic. We were joking a couple of weeks ago about Aprilia just gone fucking ham with the wings, right? And we were talking about Aprilia motorcycles going fucking bonkers with all these goddamn wings on their motorcycles, but they're winning championships, so fuck it. They must be working.
Yeah.
Aprilia figured out a new place to put a wing. And they put the wing
up the guy's asshole,
where the passenger peg used to be. So Aprilia did actually file a patent for a new wing location on their motorcycles, on their Super Sport and their GP bikes, their super bikes. And where they put the wing, I got to give them credit. Kind of smart, closing the envelope of air behind you. And there is that void behind your calves and your heels when you're riding, of course. And since you're on the racetrack, nobody's going to be riding bitch, right? So your pegs are useless. Your passenger pegs are useless. So they designed a wing that literally bolts into the perch that used to hold your passenger pegs.
So they're
been doing
vortex generators.
I've been doing that for years with my saddlebags.
So if you look at the imagery, they've got the little airflow lines going on, right? And then you can see in figure 4 where they've installed Lamar's lip behind the rider's calf. So Lamar's lip just sucks the wind right out from behind the driver.
This is the benefit of having Moto Guzzi's air tunnel or wind tunnel.
Wind tunnel, exactly. Yes, it is.
Giant wind tunnel.
Yep. How do you say it? Laminar.
It's
I like Lamar.
Man.
Do not rolling with it. I'm sticking with Lamar.
You big dummy.
You big dummy.
No.
Lamar's whip.
I had a Honda Ruckus, right? And it would only do 39 miles an hour.
Yeah, because it's a ruckus. That's what they're supposed to do.
One day I strapped, I was doing some work with my wastewater plants, and I put a cooler on the front rack.
Oh.
and it increased the speed by 5 miles an hour.
What? Oh my God. So just by disrupting the ridiculous squareness.
Don't let Aprilia hear that.
Right.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying I had a
coolers on the front of
GP
everything.
racing coolers.
For some reason, because it reduces the low pressure area behind the bike or something, it increases speed by 4 miles or 4 or 5 miles an hour.
A ruckus literally is square in the front. So if you have something, because even a rudimentary cooler is going to have curvature to the
Right.
edge.
Yes.
It's going to create a bubble for you to flow through.
Right.
Yeah, it was interesting though because I mean,
Makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. Yeah. Oh, I think it's hilarious that you've added something to the bike, making the bike heavier in a cargo application, but you've accidentally improved the aerodynamics because the bike was so jacked up to begin with.
You know what it doesn't work on is an Africa Twin. The more things you put on it, the
slower it
terribler
goes.
it gets.
You should try a cooler in front of the headlights.
Absolutely.
That's what I got to
Yeah.
do.
So it was probably faster than a Versys then.
well, anything is. Isn't it?
That's LeVar, not Lamar.
I thought that was Lamar Burton.
No, that's LeVar.
Oh, it's LeVar Burton.
Yeah, no,
oh,
you're
you're
look-
right, LeVar
yeah.
Burton.
No, you're
Okay, I thought that was
no with the hair comb across the eyes. Yeah,
I thought that was the
Reading
Lamar,
Rainbow?
Lamar lip.
No.
but no, that's the LeVar lip.
LeVar.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said.
Fucking
Lamar.
got
Lamar
that
is
fucked up. All right.
Sanford.
No, that's Lamont.
Lamont.
That's a Lamont
Oh,
lip.
we need a Lamont lip.
Lamont lip. That's
you
even
don't
better.
get those from Australia.
This is my Lamont lip going on. over
Lamont
here
lip
right
going
now. It's
on
all
right
swole.
now. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, they did. They straight up did. Aprilia just figured out an unbefore discovered place to put a wing. So well done, Aprilia.
The next
Congratulations, and they actually patented. And
They
it
should
is,
they should try wheel covers like the old BMW K1s.
it is called the leg wing.
You
So
know
they've
what's
got
going to
the leg
happen
wing.
though? So we saw what CF Moto did when they saw Ducati's wing. They were like, "Oh, we should make it bigger."
The wiggy wingy wing ding
Right, and
1000.
then make them move, right?
Right.
So now CF Moto is going to be putting like actual airfoils on the back of these
yeah.
things. It's going to take off. They're
These
just
are going to look like sprint cars.
They're going to come out with this like a fucking hang glider strapped on a motorcycle at some point.
It's going to look like a Fokker triplane.
Those big goofy ass
I
wings.
just saw
they
a
had.
video on a guy back in the 70s or whatever who literally mounted a hang glider to a dirt bike. And that was his shtick. He was doing jumps with a hang glider.
I remember
And he,
that.
and he was
Yeah.
like literally like sending it and like doing a 200
What
foot
was
jump.
that show? They would have a show where they would host and they would show people doing cool stuff.
Thrill
Super Dave
seekers.
Osborne?
Thrill seekers.
Benny
Thrill
Hill.
seekers
Oh,
or
no,
Americans
Super Dave
doing
Osborne.
cool things or I don't know, something like that. Yeah, there it is.
There's the new Aprilia.
That's the new MotoGP bike.
It's the new CF Moto.
That's the new CF.
That's got to be a
The Red
BMW
Bull
under there.
Aprilia.
CF Moto launches its newest race bike.
That literally is a Honda Hawk it's a Tri-Hawk. It's a Tri-Hawk. Why did I see that in the first place?
It's awesome.
It's a Honda
Dude,
Tri-Hawk.
Aprilia right now is studying this. They're at home like,
I got to get these dimensions down real quick. Yeah.
CF
If one wing's
Moto's
good, three would be better.
For those
Yeah.
of you
CF
playing at
Moto's
home,
like,
it
why did
literally
they go
is-
so small?
It really is a triple biplane wing on a Honda Hawk 400.
Dude, not kidding
is.
you though. Not kidding you. This is sad. The middle wing on that, the
Yeah.
CF Moto that they came out with, is
It's
only about 4
slightly-
inches shorter.
slightly
than that.
smaller.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one to rule them all.
Talk about pedestrian slicer.
Yeah. And you think this is ludicrous, but there is a whole thing called the Bagger Cup.
Oh, yeah.
That is only one step less stupid than this.
Right.
Yeah. That's
I
real.
still say the entire point of the Bagger Cup is they should have 40-ounce beers in the side.
completely
in the side
agree.
things. And at the end of the race, they have to count up how many you broke.
Yeah, how much did you lose? You have to start with 3 gallons of beer on board, and at the end of the race, they weigh you and find how much beer you lost. And
I
that's
think
how
they
do it.
should. They should have to wear helmets too that look like bandanas.
Oh yeah.
That's another good idea. And all the safety gear should be vest and chaps related.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should have a get back whip that fucking hits you in the face every
Yes.
Since you brought up racing, I want to add a little point that I kind of brought up a little while ago.
Yes.
But I've been doing more research into this. This is fucking crazy, and nobody's talking about this. So this thing in Utah, July 10th and
Yes.
through the 12th.
Oh my God.
It's called the World Moto Clash.
World Moto Clash.
And like at first I was like, what is this stupid thing, right? But then you start watching the videos and they got like Kenny Rainey and like all these like Wayne Rainey and all these dudes, like all these legitimate old school motocross guys and road racing guys and stuff. And this whole thing is There are no rules. You could bring any kind of fucking motorcycle you want and go against each other.
Grantsville, Utah, July 10th through 12th. We don't care. Run what you brung.
Yeah.
It's kind of like wacky races.
It is
Think about this, though. If this
and they
takes
have
off.
teams because there's $2.6 million on the line. It's the highest payout in motorcycle racing.
Right.
And they said if you come in something like 40th place, you get 10 grand.
Right.
You know what?
I'm going to say that again. If you come in 40th, not 4th.
No,
40th place, you get 10 grand.
If
I'm
you
in.
start-
I got a buddy. Let's go.
If you start looking into
Yeah,
it, you go to the
something behind a
website
monkey.
and stuff.
Exactly.
The whole thing is that they want to bring back innovation to racing.
Okay.
Because they're saying that like all
enough.
racing now is so stipulated. Like you can't go any faster. Sorry, no, don't do
Right.
that. And so the
No, you can't have a supercharger.
so now instead of developing new shit that'll trickle down to us,
Right.
they're developing shit that's only relevant to MotoGP.
Yes.
But if you're talking about the fastest bike
Yeah.
and handling, not just straight line, but on a fucking racetrack, that kind of technology can then trickle down. So if these teams get serious, they're going to have new kinds of traction control. All kinds of stuff can come out of this.
Oh, it's crazy.
I'm going to mount a machine gun on the front.
Just take out the competitor.
no, I'm going to mount it on the back and then use that for propulsion.
Oh, also, why not? So
Steam.
it is, if you want to race, if you come in first place, it's $1 million. If you come in second place, it's $500,000. Come in third place, $250,000. All the way down, that 30th place makes 10 grand.
It's like the Masters.
It is like the Masters. It's fucking bonkers, man. It's like, okay,
It's a sheer bounty race.
it is a bounty race. This is a bounty race. If the grid is 30 people, as long as you don't crash or die, you get 10 grand.
Now,
But
are
it's
they
gonna be
racing
hundreds of
head to
people.
head, or is it time?
There's going to have to be
Oh, it
heats.
looks like
gonna
there's
be
a
heats.
grid. Everything I've seen on this is a regular grid start.
Oh, that's fucking insane.
I
thought it
agree.
was time trials.
Yeah, but there's going to be heats. Like, they're going to be these 30 guys go out. And whoever wins that, there you go on. Then another 30. You know what I mean? Like, if they're just offering a bounty, anybody who wants to run what you brung, then there'd be who knows how many people could show up.
$2.8 million purse prize per race is going to get a lot of people to show up at this thing. And the Utah event, the next event that's listed is July 10th through 12th. And then the next event that's after that isn't until like fucking September or October or something. And they don't even say where it's going to be.
But that would be worth watching.
Oh, I
Going
think
to,
it
it would
yes.
be great to go to and watch.
I mean, yeah, I'm thinking about it, but that's
Absolutely.
unfortunately it's right before our other trip.
Oh,
so
of course it is. Yeah. Yeah, of course it is. This may not be the thing. So the WMC September says September 18th through 20th, and the location is to be determined. Right. So July 10th through 12th in Utah, awesome, great, super cool. But they're not telling you where the hell the September event is going to be.
But like when you look at it, it's like no bike restrictions, sport bikes, super bikes, naked bikes, prototypes.
Right.
If it can roll, it can compete.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, this is
I like that. If it can roll, it can compete.
If it can roll, it can
that's the best
compete.
way.
Any
This is the
bike,
best
any
rules ever.
manufacturer, any performance mod,
Right.
any classification, any tires,
Right.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
I
This
agree.
is real
It's,
racing.
it's just an open class, totally open class race.
It's wacky racers.
but with like your life in your hand, because none of these fuckers are going to be going under 190 miles an
They're
hour.
all going to be going super fast.
Yeah.
Just think of
Right?
the Isle of Man TT guys could be like, oh,
But with like
$1 million
10,000
purse?
Oh, dude, if those dudes started coming,
Well, there will be. There will be.
you're right. Oh,
Why wouldn't
man.
there be?
I hope they
the
televise this shit.
requirements for this race is you have to have a motorcycle that goes fast and you like money.
Do you need racing license?
It doesn't appear to be. It appears to. I did read the rules. It said you have to have a competition license.
Okay.
But for the record, Tom had a competition license to race fucking Vespas.
I get
and
that.
it was a legit license that got us onto every
at
track in
least
America.
it's some kind of a license. So like, Jim that's
Yeah,
hammered
but
at
I'm the one
fucking
that gave
bar.
him his license.
Okay.
Okay? So the point being, you understand those guys that go out and do gambler shit?
Yeah.
They got a competition license. The organization that sets it up issues the license. Yeah, it's real. I'm not joking.
But what's a track?
Well, but if you have to have
what
a
track
race
is
license,
it?
like if you wanted to compete in Weir, you have to have a race license. Mm-hmm. So like there is a certain level to get an actual race license. So I wonder if I'm sure you have to have at least that.
We needed to have we needed to have licenses so we could get on the track with Championship Cup Series.
Yeah.
So we made sure to get them licenses, right? That was what we did. That was important, you know. It's bonkers. It is fucking bonkers.
It's got to be said.
Yes, sir.
This looks like a job for Janus. It has to be said.
Janice needs to grid 3 bikes.
Twin engine.
It doesn't matter. They just have to finish. They just have to finish, and they have to hope that they're in 30th or better place to pay for their weekend.
What's the bike you'd run? I mean, what would be like, you know, it'd have to be like a track bike. Like somebody has a
These teams that are
full GP bike.
Right. So to kind of give you an idea of who's out there, right? They've got the Texas Tornadoes, which is Colin Edwards' team.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Colin Edwards is, look him up. The Vegas Venom team, which is Miguel Duhamel.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You got the Action Stars, which is Greg Smertz, right? He's a Hollywood stunt rider, right? Motorcycle racer and hunt Steve. And then there's the Privateers, the independent team racing. So this idea is there's going to be teams. And like the idea of being like, we're a racing team, we're going to go out. I have this weird anticipation that it's going to be like what happens anytime there's teams on a racetrack and there's a shit ton of money involved.
The Malachi Crunch.
Malachi Crunch. Right? Exactly.
We've all seen Speed Racer.
Yeah, we've all
Shake and
seen
bake.
Speed Racer. Exactly. Yeah, I really do.
Somebody might die.
Yeah.
I really want to go to it, man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's like Death Race 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just.
This is a death race.
It's just. It looks super cool to me. I do dig it. Yeah. So I think it's great.
Steven Cinch out of Ohio, Penn.
Yeah, some of the chat was asking if you are interested, just look up World Moto Clash.
Yeah, we're on the website
World
right
Moto
now.
Clash.
Yeah,
Correct.
we're there right
I'll
now.
pull it up. You
And
got it
it
pulled
is-
up?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So there's the
pulled up right
website.
now. Yeah. And there's there's all kinds of stuff going on. It's legit. Like there is definitely
There's some production value back
there.
here.
Yes, and there's some AI value there. But
I like the sandwich.
what I think ultimately what I think this is all about is they said that there is a complete media package that goes along with it, right? And that's a big part of this is they are filming, a TV show. That's part of the thing. That's part of what they're doing is they're doing this because they're creating content as well as just doing the race. Like why bother just doing the race if you're not going to have 25 motherfuckers filming it and making a cool movie about it or a cool TV show.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just seems like
it's real.
That's what's that? Yeah, as long as it's real. Well, I think
They could have just offered to film me in the back of the shop because this is me the hamburger.
Well, I mean, the general premise is that you don't need to have $1 million race team and $1 million trailer and all the things that go along with being on Team Repsol if you have the cojones. If you've got the team or you just got a guy and you want to do it, so fucking do
It's
it.
like professional sports versus
Right. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So I think this is really neat.
It's like the WWF of
they're-
fucking motorcycle racing.
Their elevator pitch is a multi-layered entertainment ecosystem, including the Moto Clash reality series, companion podcasts, and digital storytelling that follow teams and rivalries behind the scenes.
Okay.
So, okay, Tom, I need you to go into Camp Sticky Fingers and knock over their tool chest.
No, but think about it. But this is what's interesting.
that is a lot of buzzwords.
So no, this is somebody that figured out a way. Well, if they actually pull this off,
Right.
So if you think about it, right? So like right now, the California racer guys out there, Max Riss and all those guys are independently making these little movies each week and stuff and showing what they're doing. Yeah. And then they have their own TV network just doing it. But this guys are just pulling all of it. And they're like, we're going to handle all this.
Yeah.
It's going to be like the remake of Death Race.
Death Race
But
2000.
think about it.
It's going to be like the remake
Think
of it,
about
not
it.
the original.
I know they do this a little bit, but like NASCAR and even MotoGP, all these people should be way on top of this. Can you imagine? Dude, I would follow. Let's go watch fucking, Mark Marquez's garage all week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck, I'd tune into that every other night if they, maybe they
Cleveland
do that.
Thompson Air Races 2027. It's dumber than it was in 1933, right? We're going faster now. We're flying lower. We're buzzing Tom's house.
Yeah.
Right. Turn 4.
I'm actually
right?
shocked Red Bull doesn't have air races over the lake.
Yeah,
Like
no kidding.
that makes a whole lot of fucking sense.
It's in neighborhoods.
Right.
Right.
Well,
They're
no,
talking
just
about
over
getting
the
rid of the air show.
Right.
Ugh.
Exactly.
What
Right.
a
So this is,
dumbass.
I don't know, but it was cool. I thought it was really
it's really
interesting.
cool. I think it's really fun. I think it's super interesting. The opposite of that is Harley Davidson. So Harley Davidson. We talked last month about
Time for my nap.
Harley Davidson
Do you
last
want a
month.
beer or a sandwich?
Last month, Harley Davidson sold off the only part of their company that was worth anything, and that was the debt. So Harley Davidson sold off Harley Davidson Financial Corporation to KKC and Company
30 cents on the dollar.
for like 30 fucking cents on the dollar. It was absurd.
I heard they sold a new bike last week though too. James Robertson.
They did. He did. Not too many people going in the dealership right now. Give me the fully loaded purple one, please. They're thrilled. They're thrilled he exists. I don't know if Sleepy wants to throw this, but let's go ahead and throw it because I think it's awesome. If nothing else
I'm
comes,
going to throw it up.
if nothing else comes from this deal, I want it to be this.
I'm just going to throw up.
You're just going to throw up. All right.
I already did.
So if
melting meth.
nothing else comes from this deal, I want it to be
I've
this.
done that.
Oh. No volume. Let me see. Hold on. I can get volume.
Can they
Can you
hear
really?
me? Just can't.
1 second. What is that?
Well, I'm not even worried about the volume.
No, it's fine. You can talk over it. It's you're allowed to use it.
All right.
So they're hearing it.
Are you ready?
They're
Okay.
hearing it. It's wailing in there.
Okay. So I mean, they've got the baggers, right? They've got the Route 66, the Happy People,
The roadside
they got,
assistance.
this is all Sturgis, right? I've ridden all these roads before. They've got the Nightster. I've seen that. There's the Trike, the Tri-Glide. At some point, we're actually going to see a Panamera. There they are,
there you
right
go.
there.
Yeah,
There they
yeah.
go.
One
Okay,
whole-
great.
one whole second.
You got the flags,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You got all the flags. You got all their super expensive cruisers, the Rushmore and all the limited editions. But what I have to say about this is their whole idea of this rebirth is they're going back to their roots. They're going to bring back the bar and shield. But I'm sorry, I don't recall the bar and shield ever going away. On the fucking Livewire electric motorcycle, on the top of the gas tank is a bar and shield. So it's not like this is innovation. We're bringing back the bar and shield.
Same as Street 750.
Yeah, yes, right. The Street fucking 500, the Indian built Street 500, Street 750 had a bar and shield on them, for fuck's sake. It's nothing, none of this to me is like, that's going to save the company. Artie Starrs, their new president and CEO, is like, this whole thing, this whole concept, ride. You know, we're hanging it all on a word. I'm sorry, your marketing strategy isn't minimal enough. Your word has 7 letters. We need to get you down to 4. Okay.
You know why Madonna was
Well,
successful?
Suck was taken.
Madonna was successful because she had one.
One name. Right.
Harley
Exactly.
Davidson is too long. People
It's
need
too
to
long.
just say ride.
Did you see that video I sent? I don't know if anybody really watched it, but it was the guy who had bought a K1200 or whatever BMW for $2,000.
Yeah.
And like,
But he was like a 30-year Harley rider.
he's like, I've been riding. He's like, it restored. I want to ride every day now because I went out and bought just this different bike, and it made me want to ride every day.
Well,
And I love how he points to the other motorcycle and says, that was $23,000 brand new, and I put another $16,000 into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he points over to his BMW like R1150 S, and he's like,
$2,500.
but for $1,800 or whatever, like he's like, I got that, and it's totally
I hope it was
re-energized.
I had a
dual plug.
30-year Harley mechanic tell me that his most favorite bike in the world is his K75.
Sure,
Hands
Yeah.
down. He said I have a bad back from lifting shit forever. So I've ridden Harleys, I've worked on Harleys, fuck Japanese stuff. My BMW K75 is the most amazing motorcycle ever built.
Now, in the plus column, yes, this is infinitely fucking better than
$2,000 at the Harley shop. He said, he's like, I'll get a T-shirt and a vest or something.
Sleepy.
That was good. Yes, sir.
The ride program is infinitely better than this.
Yeah.
Okay? Because what the man is sitting on is a $13,499.
I feel bad for any dealer who has to try to sell one of those.
I'll admit the paint's amazing.
Yeah. Dude, Okay, I did not know, man. You walk in and like, if you haven't been to Clevelandmoto and you're thinking about taking a trip, now might be the time. That paint is fucking crazy.
What is that?
It looks like a glow. You can't see it in the pictures. It can't even begin to represent what that.
So I'm
going to
tell you what this is. What we're looking at here in the photograph for the people that don't look at the video at home.
Yeah.
We're looking at the Vespa 946 150cc limited edition snag. The snag. And the snag.
Is that a sneaky snag?
It's a sneaky snag. So what Vespa did was Vespa decided a few years ago to embrace the Asian lunar calendar. And the Asian lunar calendar, when they started this 4 years ago, it was the year of the rabbit. So they did a acid green colored bike with some cute bunny stickers on it. Year of the rabbit. Year of the rabbit. We call it the bunny. And the bunny was sold in 1,888 units. 1,888 units. The following year, 24, was the Dragon. A sand tan colored Vespa 946, the same bike, with a green decal of a dragon on it.
Hey,
Also,
I am a dragon, so please.
Also, $1,888 or 1,888 units built. $13,499. Then came the next year in the lunar calendar, which is the snake. And the snake, they only did 888 of. I checked.
I guess I couldn't sell the other 1,000 in the previous
There's a
years.
reason for that, and I'll get to that in a moment. And then this year is the year of the horse. And the year of the horse is a brown colored Vespa, and the saddle looks very much like a equestrian saddle.
Oh, no.
And it's the year of the horse. Oh, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So the snake,
444?
and for the horse, they did 1,888. So since I was forced to buy one of these at gunpoint against my will, I said, don't give me the horse. Don't give me the bunny. Don't give me the dragon. Give me the snake, because there's 1,000 less of them. And it turns out when I was speaking to an Asian person in my showroom yesterday, she informed me that the reason that there are 1,000 less of the snakes is that in the lunar calendar, the snake and the rat are considered to be ominous in a very bad way. And so the idea of them having 1,888 is that 8 is a very auspicious number. And so that's why
Wealth,
it's 888.
right?
It's the wealth. And yeah, exactly. So you're right. So 888 is very, very lucky. So my snake is number 64 out of 888 for those who fucking keep track. But the
Because
operative
8 times 8 is 64.
well, the operative number here is that the snake is going to cost somebody $13,999, which is bad marketing that Harley Davidson. Look at the picture that they're using to sell this fucking $13,500 150cc scooter. I've never met such a despondent and sad fella in my life as the people that are in Piaggio's marketing universe.
And they didn't put them behind it, so you don't get to see the full lines of the scooter, which
Also
especially in
true.
like the best part of the fucking scooter.
Well, his Cuban heels and his, snake pants are hiding the bike and his snake jacket. The pants that he's wearing, by the way, are $1,400 fucking dollars.
Oh, those are
and
worth
his
it.
jacket is $2,300. Yay, it's a snake. So
I can't imagine. Can you imagine having $1,800 pants? I just can't even. That my brain doesn't work like that.
no, it doesn't.
I'm trying to imagine who this type of marketing works for, and I have a pretty good idea, but I'm just going to keep it to myself.
Well, I mean, Phil pointed out that when he was in Italy, every Vespa he saw was beat to shit.
Beat to shit. Yeah.
And Marcus in Germany, I was like, yeah, I don't understand why they're marketing to vapid kids that obviously are going to ride e-scooters
Yeah.
versus this.
This is for like
The sad.
dudes who have a guy come and do their makeup for $12,000.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. This is for the guy with a $1,200 haircut.
The snake capsule.
Right. The snake capsule, right? So, and I also love the fact that the snake capsule, like their entire fucking marketing design is based on this empty space and like the baseball hat has the word empty on it. It's a hat,
God.
and it says empty on your fucking head.
It's an admission. It's a
Half
mission.
full of hollow.
It is fucking
They're
awful.
projecting their feelings.
They are. Yeah, they absolutely are. But the bomber jacket is $1,590.
Yeah.
Oh, quite the deal.
It's
I'm
quite the
in.
deal, right? You're in. You're
Does
in.
it come
You're
with
all in for
C3 armor?
It comes with none whatsoever. It comes with no
The turtleneck
armor.
is only
It's
9,000.
just for people who want to show off. their
Climb is
money.
like, see if you put armor in, it's worth it.
See, I have money.
So I get these gloves at the shop that we get from Japan and stuff. They're winter work gloves. They're called Atlas Thermos. So I'm not sure if you guys work in the industry. These are cotton gloves, but they have rubber hands, rubber palms. You can work out in like -5-degree weather with these things, and they're amazing.
They're almost too hot. I have a pair.
I gave everybody at this table a pair.
Yeah,
Right,
and like that's why I was using snow blowing and shit.
Right.
And like your hands would be sweating sometimes.
Yeah. So they have these gloves for the snake, right? And so they have them for the snakes. But when I buy them, they're $4 a pair. They're $180 for the cotton knit gloves, and they don't even have the rubberized palms.
Yeah, but they say spiral.
They say
on them.
spiral on them, which is in case you know, is the manufacturer of the glove.
Every
I
time
did
I've
not know
ever
that.
seen like a shot of a Honda warehouse,
Right.
That's what the workers are wearing.
That is exactly right. That's what Asian workers wear when they work, the spiral gloves.
Right.
And so the spiral gloves, $180 fucking dollars. Congratulations, Vespa. You done beat Harley Davidson at their own game. Because I thought Harley Davidson was the only company that could get away with selling you a $180 pair of cotton gloves.
Right.
So congratulations, Vespa wins. So in Harley Davidson's new thing, the Willie Nelson video that we watch is actually a really good video.
Yeah.
It shows people having fun and smiling and doing a smoky burnout.
Who can't be happy with Willie?
And who can't be happy with Willie?
And you have to be stoned
An
to
American
sign up for 72 months of payments for that.
treasure, right? So, but you can't just have ride be your entire. I get it. You're not really concerned so much about Sleepy buying a Harley because Sleepy's riding a Harley and I'm riding a Harley, right? And we're not going to buy another Harley anytime soon because the cocksuckers are $30,000 or 72 monthly payments at 23% interest.
Or there's a bunch of used ones for really good prices right now
Also
everywhere.
true.
Yeah.
Why didn't they use the word debt?
Right. Yeah. They should have used debt. Instead of ride, it should have been debt. Right?
Just been honest.
Right. Or just cult.
doesn't
Just
test as well
4 letters,
in
not
marketing.
ride, cult.
Yeah.
Right? And just call it what it is. It's a cult.
I've honestly been closer to buying a Harley than I ever have been, but that's because of what Cinch said. That I'm seeing like $2,500 gets you kind of a lot
Like,
of
dude,
Harley
the
right
silver bike that you have in your shop. I got in an argument with some dude about your bike somewhere on fucking online somewhere. And he was bitching about, the price of something. I'm like, you can't bitch about it. I'm like, you're worried about, a 2018 compared to a 2010.
Yeah. I've got a 2014
Yeah.
Road King. It's silver metallic.
Yeah, that's the
it
one.
has the Reinhardt full exhaust system, both sides, true duals, fully mapped to match it, and it has the complete front to bottom, top to back progressive suspension upgrade.
And remember, we took the white glove and put it between the jugs, and it came out clean.
The previous owner, this bike lived in his living room,
Yeah.
right? It lived in his living room. This bike is perfect. Less than $10,000.
And 10,000 miles, right?
Less than 10,000 miles.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Right. And to say that the Road King that's sitting at the dealership right now is worth 250% more than that is foolish.
That was my argument. That's the argument I got
It's
in with
foolish.
somebody. I was like, what does it do? What does it do $40,000 better than this bike?
It's
I
just
don't
not.
care. Okay.
Right.
The dashboard. Okay. Let me get a $59 Chinese version of autoplay.
It pads it sends the F&I guys' kids to school.
That exactly is what it does.
But at least the $40,000 price tag matches the clearance on the crankshaft.
Yeah. So it ultimately, Harley Davidson, I fear that right now we're in a position where Harley Davidson has truly thrown their last Hail Mary. Their ammo bag,
A small bike.
their ammo bag is empty. They have 5,000 employees left working for the company. They have just done a massive layoff.
They've tried nothing, and nothing seems to work.
They've tried things, right?
Yeah.
But as we talked about, them selling off their debt, them selling off their finance company.
That's the only thing that's making them money.
That was their only thing. Last year, Steve, they were 26% in the red. They lost 26% of the value of their company last year. And they sold the only part of their company that was profitable.
So which
And how much did the CEO get paid that year?
is Harley Davidson going to be owned by a Chinese or Indian company?
It's a damn good question. It is a damn good question.
Since the
But how is Polaris
since the
doing
Street
against-
500 was there, I assume it's going to be an Indian company. That's my money.
Yeah, okay. They're in a good
but-
position to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't they farm out like a lot of their material to Chinese? Though?
Well, 'cause
Absolutely.
The Benelli 305 was the
The Benelli, yeah, the Benelli, which is QJ Motors.
QJ.
To be, yeah,
so
just to
it's
be
going to
clear.
be it's going to be a tight knit.
It could be-
head neck and neck.
Now,
There'd just be a bidding war. Who wants to buy them?
well, who could buy
Well,
them? Who doesn't need to buy them?
Brand wise,
Is KKR who bought all their debt. So keep in mind, we just had a dick sucking competition early about how great the new Triumphs are. Okay? It's not because they went into the factory and found the guy that worked at Triumph and said, "You own the company now. You're so good at this." Bluer, who's a real estate developer, bought the company.
Oh,
Triumph wasn't resurrected by their engineer or their designer of 50 years. Triumph was resurrected by the guy who went in to buy the warehouse, and they said, "Well, since you're buying the factory,
Yeah.
Look at all this
for a
plant
couple of
equipment
bucks,
we have.
well, for a couple of bucks more, wouldn't you like to own the name Triumph?"
Well, private equity is going to buy Harley and then just burn it.
Private equity just bought all their debt.
Yeah.
Private equity just
Yeah, so
bought
they're gonna
their
own-
entire
they're gonna-
finance division,
Well, the
which is the
prob-
only part.
The problem is the only growth market Harley Davidson has is in the foreign Asian market specifically for the smaller displacement bikes, so that people here are like, "You can't sell it. Just bring me an Evo with points." No, over the QJ sells well everywhere else. The Street Triple or the Street sold well in India.
Right.
Here, nobody wants to buy everybody wants a $7,000 400. Harley won't build. They are not going to buy nobody has any money to buy a $40,000 Ultra.
So when we talked last month about KKR buying all of Harley Davidson's debt for 40 cents on the dollar, Harley Davidson's stock went from about $25 or $24 a share. It dropped down to $17 per share. That's pretty fucking awful. And over the past month, it has crept back up to $22 a share. But keep in mind, this is after they used that giant financial infusion from KKR to pay out to the shareholders. So they did a distribution of funds out to the shareholders, which is blind, wild madness to do when your sales last year, your profits were down 26%. The last thing you need to be doing is giving your shareholders money. You need to be putting that money not into the shareholders, but into the development of your product.
Well, they spent all of $120 on an AI campaign to do that Willie Nelson video.
Yeah.
I mean, they paid some intern to pretty much make a bunch of bullshit about people riding through fucking Utah.
Yeah.
No,
So
dude, that was a production.
it's a good video, and it makes you happy to own a Harley.
Yeah,
It-
sure.
it-
So
it
does
is a good
cocaine.
video. It's a good video, and it makes you happy to own a Harley. So something that's okay. It's better than the marketing stuff I've seen coming from a whole lot of other motorcycle
Best
companies or Honda even.
Yeah.
So I do give them that. But why I say this and why I'm bringing this up, and let the record show that, on today's date, 4/16/2026, I feel like the combination of their losses last year and their complete selling off of the most profitable part of their company in March is the wicked combination that we have that could be their last grenade in their pouch. That everything from going forward from where they are right now is going to be more debt generating. And
They tried to correct their PE ratio
A
by
fat
selling
guy.
off the debt, and then when the stock dropped, their PE ratio went down. But now, if the stock's going back up, they're going to be back in the same boat, and they're going to be screwed.
no, as of 3 days ago, the stock took a massive turn down. So there's ultimately with Harley Davidson, they've been playing this game for the past 25 years as we're beholden to our shareholders. Yeah. But the problem is you've taken your shareholders that bought this stock at $50 a share and now it's at 22, right? The shareholders are pretty pissed. The shareholders are not Team Harley anymore. They're like, you lost me half of my money.
It's like Coke and Pepsi. Mm-hmm. Are you going to buy Nvidia or are you going to buy? Right. Are you going to buy Coke or Pepsi or Harley?
Well, Harley is really much a strong do not buy right now. And I do think they canceled their Harley Davidson. Sell. They canceled their Harley Davidson homecoming, which is always the thing that Harley Davidson owners look forward to in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And they straight up canceled it. And that's their one big event of the year. And the fact that they just said, screw it, we're canceling this event and we're going to piggyback next year on a music festival that's already happening. So that's going to cut their costs dramatically.
Yeah, that's a great music festival, though. I mean, that's like the one down by the lake, isn't it?
Summerfest.
Summerfest. Yeah, isn't that great?
Exactly.
Here's a pretty cool comment from the chat.
Yeah.
In this morning's HD Investors Meeting sideshow, at the end, in their closing strategies for the figure, it said to maintain and improve relations with Hero Corp, increase Asian and Latin American sales.
Yeah, my money is on Hero buying them.
And I think that Hero is in the best position. Second, what are they? Number 2 for world manufacturing?
Yeah, they're huge.
So I think Hero, now that Harley doesn't own Harley Davidson Financial anymore, it makes the rest of Harley Davidson, the Harley Davidson Motorcycle Company, a value purchase for somebody like Hero.
Here's another ad. Also to increase sales in areas that won't hit them with the tariffs with their Hero, India, and QJ bikes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. And Harley Davidson made it a point in their shareholders meeting to talk about, woe is us, because last year we got slapped $335 million on tariffs. Wait a second. Aren't you Team America? Right? How the fuck did you get hit $330 million in tariffs last year? You're Team America, motherfucker. Well, you're clearly not Team America. And sooner or later, people are going to realize that as you're closing factories in Kansas and closing factories in the United States of America.
Harley could have been selling so much more shit with the Harley name on it. You know what I mean? They could have been selling a dirt bike. They could have been selling a sport bike. I mean,
they were selling electric scooters. They were selling electric children's toys.
Junk.
With the Harley name on them, the Stasic bicycles.
You sell a dirt bike like Triumph is now selling building a motocross bike.
Absolutely.
So is Ducati.
Ducati is building a motocross bike. Yeah. Triumph or Harley could have built a motocross bike. They had somebody build it for them.
They did a great job with the Pan America, right?
Pan America is actually a great bike.
Example of them doing it.
They could have been selling Harley Davidson side by sides.
Too little, too late.
I mean, they're the type of customer who loves a good side by side.
Wait a second. I'm sorry. We here in Cleveland have the Harley Davidson Cafe and Awesomeness Factory, Southeast Harley Davidson, that is located on the same exact footprint as what was the Harley Davidson Golf Car Company, AMF Golf Cars. The entire reason Pete did that, the entire operation, his multi-acre complex over there, was half golf carts and half Harley Davidsons. He made his money selling golf carts from AMF, Harley Davidson, and motorcycles. That's what he did. That's how he made his money. Harley Davidson already has the business model. They probably already have everything they need to just slide right in.
Harley Davidson chainsaw? Yep, those would sell. Harley Davidson chainsaw.
That's right. And
your little baby V twins.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And, fuck yeah.
And they're not out there like, it's not like, the 1% of the United States are talking about, we lost another golf course. Right? We're losing racetracks every 5 minutes.
Oh, dude,
but golf courses are being opened. Golf courses are being expanded and things. So, Steve's absolutely right. Golf courses aren't going away.
Harley Davidson generator.
If you could put Harley Davidson golf carts.
That's a good idea. That would sell like crazy.
Well, and here's the thing.
I'm saying,
you're right.
Go into Pam's place, go into Sills.
Right.
And you can buy a motorcycle, you can buy a generator, you can buy a weed whacker,
John,
you can buy a rototiller,
as
you
you
can buy
know,
a Honda everything.
You were standing next to me when you go to Wheels Through Time. Harley Davidson had all this shit. It's in Wheels Through Time.
That's the problem.
And they all potato.
They full potato.
Yeah.
I would call all my generators the potato. That was it. We talked about how the Indian split. So, the Indian split from Polaris, right?
Right.
That idea where the motorcycle company went away, right? And we watched Victory go away, right? Because they couldn't support or wouldn't support Victory and Indian on the same paycheck.
Harley Davidson zero turn.
Harley Davidson zero, absolutely.
Dude, hell yeah, brother.
V twin. Put the Pan America motor in a zero turn. Fuck yeah.
Diesel.
Fuck diesel.
I'm absolutely.
Welcome back, Steve.
Keep in mind all of the shit that Polaris still builds, right? All the stuff that Polaris still builds, and Indian pulled away from that. Boats, etc., right? Side-by-sides, utility vehicles, all these things, snowmobiles, right? All the stuff that Polaris still dominates the market on. And Indian was like 8, 9% or 7% of their entire world market. You're right. Harley Davidson could have slapped an American flag and a bar and shield on, I don't know. Would anybody buy a Harley Davidson pontoon boat?
I'm sure they
I would buy a
bass boat.
A Harley Davidson bass boat.
That would sell like crazy.
Oh my Lord. And they should all come with barbecue grills.
I don't know. What color would you make it?
Black and orange.
You know what? The entire marketing strategy is just to buy stuff from other people and make it black and orange and slap your logo on it, just like they did in the 60s.
Can you imagine?
What about
can
the
you imagine
Ford?
Lake
You see the
Havasu?
Ford F-150 fucking Harley Davidson
edition.
You know, tingle twitty little fucking edition.
The Lake Havasu Harley pontoon.
They could
Buy a Jeep Harley Davidson.
They could do Lake Havasu Harley Davidson and do bagger racing around Lake Havasu and then pontoon racing in the middle.
Right.
You saw Waterworld. They had fucking
Jet skis with V-twins on them.
Exactly.
And Harley Davidson Blackstones.
Harley Davidson Blackstones. Exactly. Right. That makes perfect sense.
It's the Eddie Bauer of.
Oh my God. So to me, I'm scared at this point that I've seen too many things line up, too many warning signs have all lined up, and them losing the most profitable part of their business, selling it off. Well, you only sell your most profitable part of your business when you're on fucking vapors, right? When you're on 100% fail out, crash out, gonna suck out. You only sell the one part of your company that's making you any money when you need your last fucking dollar, right? And when you need your last fucking dollar to just like, okay, we're going to try one more Hail Mary, but all these other bank accounts are empty. What about the cocksuckers who owe us money account? What about the bad debt account? Well, there's still plenty of money in there because we wrote paper like nobody's business for the past 5 fucking years, right? The one thing I have to say is, if you own a Harley Davidson, this might be a really good time to stop making your payments.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. I mean,
James
if you can afford to take the hit in your credit score, they're going to get you on that.
Yeah.
But they may never come for your bike. I don't think they're as a guy who used to do this, I don't think they're going to spend any kind of money to come and get their property back because I don't think they have any skin in the game right now. Yeah, I think that's KKR.
Equity firm would come after.
I think that's KKR. I think that's all KKR money. Yeah. So I think right now, you probably could drive that Harley for a couple of years before anybody knocks on your door. Yep. You're like, no, she don't live here no more.
Hey man, you owe $34,000 on your sports.
Right.
We're here to
collect. Yeah.
So wait,
at 29.9 interest.
I saw these two bikes. I know they were a little bit modified or something. They're like hot to trot ones, but they're still being sold new through a Harley dealership at $50,000. So if you put like $10,000 down, what would be a payment on? I don't even know, on a $50,000 motorcycle.
It's a mortgage for $400 a month for 36 months and 10% down. That's what Harley's advertising right now.
Right. Let's make one payment.
Yeah, I mean that's their
then fuck
current.
off.
That's their current deal. What they got going on at the moment.
What is that for a fucking Nightster?
So right now they're advertising 1.99 APR on leftover 2024s, right? And then if you miss a payment, it goes up to 29.9.
Really?
It does.
Holy fuck!
Well, then you'd be
That's worse than credit card rates.
Now, but here's my favorite one, and for the people who are hip, Harley Davidson's best deal. How would you like to own the top of the line, and I mean the top of the line Harley Davidson Ultra or the Street Glide Limited, a $40,000 bike? How would you like to own that motorcycle for the low, low price of $395 a month? You know, anybody.
For 10 years?
Anybody can afford $395 a month, right?
For 96 months.
Oh no, it gets better than that.
$395 a month, boys, for 36 months. You'll only need to put down 10%. That's $3,000, $3,200. So you put down $3,200. You're going to pay $395 a month for 36 months.
Balloon payment at the end.
There you go, sir. You have a $21,434 final balloon payment. That, my friends, is a fuck you.
So basically, 99% of everybody who actually has an interest in actually paying the bike off is going to have to refinance that.
Nobody is going to ever pay this bike off.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're going to own this bike for 3 years. Call it a lease. That's what it is.
Call it a lease.
You're going to turn it back in because you owe $21.4 thousand on it. And you're going to tell them, I don't have the money. And they're going to say, then leave it in your driveway, miss 3 payments, and we'll repo the cocksucker. Right? Because they're going to say, we don't want it back. Or they'll say, we'll take it back, but we'll give you 11 for it. And now you owe us 10 on a separate paper.
Upside down in a ditch on
Or
fire, you say?
you can trade it in and we'll roll your equity over on the next one.
And that's the trick, is the trade-in now, where they say, but you'll be off the hook. Congratulations, you paid your 36 months at $395 a month. But as John says, is perfectly right. Wouldn't you love to get into this new 2030 Ultra?
We could take your negative equity
And we'll roll it right in.
Yeah, we got a
but
deal
now
for
they
you.
don't
We
get the
got a
benefit.
deal for you.
But Harley doesn't get the benefit from that.
Of course they
anymore.
don't. They never make their money in the entire life of the loan. In case you're bad at math and in case you don't understand retail, take the real money against the fantasy money and you'll know what the bike actually costs.
Well, 20,000 at 3 years at 1.9% is
Right.
$500.
Right. And so you take this bike at a $21,000 final payment. Well, they're never going to see that. That's money that is down the road. That's down the road 3 years from now.
But what you're saying is they made their money and then some if you paid on it for 3 years.
Bingo.
I was going to say, and the problem is this bike will not wholesale at $21,000 in 3 years.
No, we'll wholesale at 10.
Exactly.
Right. So John's statement first is they're going to roll the debt over in a new bike. And my statement is the sunk cost of the actual motorcycle is the 3 years at $400 a month.
Well, they just solved their nobody buys Harleys regularly. You know what I'm saying? Like, because most guys I know that buy a Harley keep it for 15 fucking years.
Right. Well, and this is their terror. This is their absolute terror right now is that, Sleepy, what year is the Harley in your garage?
2005.
What year is the Harley in my garage? 2014, right? Are you looking at buying a new Harley next year?
No, I'm still looking at a Road King that's an old one like
right.
you have.
Zero chance, right? And I'm also not looking at buying a new Harley next year.
Hell no.
So I have a Harley, you have a Harley, and have no desire whatsoever in replacing that Harley Davidson right now. And that is 90% of the people who currently own Harley.
And
I am so opposed to it that I actually think anybody that buys a new one is a sucker. No opponent to James not trying to start a fight. I can't believe that somebody would go buy a new motorcycle right now when so many are available at such good prices.
What this tells me is that the reason why Harley's not selling is that they are $22,000 overvalued.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. That's exactly right.
That's just dumb.
It's completely stupid. Yeah, and they've gotten away from this for so this for so long.
And it's the thing is like
the inflation of it.
And when you start bringing stuff up like this, it's like people say you bash Harleys. No, like I like a Harley. It's a nice motorcycle. It's a well-built motorcycle. But is it $20,000 better than an equivalent bike that you can get? No, it's not. Like it doesn't do anything.
What's the Suzuki Boulevard that's about the exact same size? That's about $20,000 less.
That's what I'm saying.
There's 20 bikes,
Exactly.
or in worst case for them, is it better than their own product that's 5 years old? That's
not if you
1/10
talk
of
to
the
every
price.
old guy on freaking Facebook.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not like. Well, like a CarPlay is $50. A CarPlay unit, good CarPlay unit's $100. So the screen on the dash means nothing. Mm-hmm. The bike that you have has ABS on it and shit, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
2013.
So what else can they tell you that it does?
Exactly.
Oh, you want 130 cubic inches? Okay, for $2,000, let's get some jugs. We can redo that motor, and now it's a big fat motor too.
Right.
Like, it's just nothing that I can justify. Right. That's $40,000 worth of bike.
I'm happy to ride an almost free scooter. That's where I'm at right now. So you're talking 40,000, you're talking 10,000, you're talking 5,000. I'm talking like $100.
Riding a nice new motorcycle, just like driving a nice new car, is fun. It's great. It's wonderful. Everything works. It's nice. I have ridden some amazing motorcycles at $13,000, and if you tell me I've got to pay $22,000 more to get that, I'm going to say you're crazy.
It is. And saying, okay, I want the new Street Glide, which is their absolute profit point motorcycle that they sell. In case you're not sure, if you don't know how Harley Davidson pricing works, the Street Glide is the one that costs them the least to build, but they sell for $30,000. That's where it is. That is their premium profit margin bike. And if you say, I don't want to talk to the dealer. I don't want to negotiate. I want to trade anything. I don't want to look around on Facebook. I want a Purple Abyss 2026 Street Glide, then yeah, you're going to spend 27-ish to 30-ish on a brand new motorcycle. And like we said, you're going to spend $300 to $400 a month with a balloon payment at the end. That's the way they're going to finance you.
Okay, so what bike would you trade for a Harley Davidson? So you got bikes in your garage. What bike would you trade for a Harley Davidson? Like,
are we talking about a new Harley Davidson?
No, you're not going to get a new Harley Davidson. That's impossible.
No, are you saying
what would I trade out? Like, okay, so I have my Versys. I have about $4,000 in that. Mm-hmm. What would I trade that for? Would I trade that for a 1200 Sportster?
You'd go on Gov Deals.
I don't think I would.
I would trade my Africa Twin for a Pan America. No question.
Of course, but you probably wouldn't get an even up trade for that. No. You know what I mean? So maybe,
well, I don't know, because the Africa Twins are still going for $7,000, and I've seen some Pan Americas for about $7,000.
Would I? Well, you know what? I would trade my Versys if I could get like a used Road Glide. Mm-hmm. And you see them for like $4,000 or $5,000.
I know, man.
But I don't think I could ever get that much for my Versys. But if somebody wanted to do an even up trade, sure, I would do that.
Yep.
Throw that maybe up there, Sleepy.
But I don't think even the nicest Sportster I would do it for.
So this is it. I mean, this is $29,349 before the plus. You know, you want purple, that's $1,000 more, right? This motorcycle at $30K, the Street Glide 10 years ago, the Street Glide was under $20K. It's had this crazy inflation on the Street Glide. It has become the darling of the dealership because the finish packages on it are affordable. It's an affordable bike to build. It's an easy bike to build. And they throw the big giant fairing on there and the big bags on there, which are huge profit margin items.
That
right?
that 950, the paint's only $450. The other's for the horn replacement, because when you hit it and it goes purple rain, purple rain.
The thing is too is the depreciation. Like if you went out and buy a $30,000 car, well, you can buy it. You could probably drive it for a few years and still get maybe 20, 25 for it. It's not too bad. But these, I mean, as soon as you buy them and ride them at all, I think you're taking a big, big hit in depreciation.
Your $30,000 Purple Rain Street Glide is for sale currently in Oak Hill, West Virginia for $20K. So that means that your $30,000 motorcycle has lost 33% of its value in 1 year. That is a very tough hit to take.
You're buying the image, though.
Yes, you are.
When you're buying a Harley, you're buying the image. You're not buying it for anything else.
That's absolutely true. 100% true. Absolutely. You're buying you're buying the lifestyle.
I the way it feels is very the Harley, the way the engine is,
I should have worn my
frame and stuff.
I think that what Hoffert probably meant was if you're buying a new Harley.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not saying a used
one. If you're buying a new Harley, you're buying.
Yes, okay.
Anyway,
I 100% agree with that.
You're justifying the tattoo you already have.
Right, 100% agree with that.
You have some sort of implied loyalty that you feel like you're sort of living up to.
Right.
So I do fear that that's what's hurting that motor company right now is that those guys are few and far between. Those guys, they're dying off and they feel foolish. So the guys that drank the Kool-Aid, in order to keep drinking the Kool-Aid, they got to do something that deep down inside they know is a bad move. Mm-hmm. They know it's a bad move, but they're going to do it anyway because their neighbor expects them to have a new Harley this year.
I don't give a fuck. I'd never ride anything but a Harley.
And that's true. And I meet those guys all
No,
the
but
time.
you're like a heroin addict.
Right.
You need it.
Yeah, you need it. You need
Wouldn't
it.
buy any of that Jap crap.
I'm going to tell you, you add 2 more years to that bike. Add 2 more years to that bike. You back that bike down to 2021, and now they're selling for $16K. So now you are at a 50% loss on a 3-year-old machine. That is astronomical depreciation. I mean,
at an auction, they're going for even less.
I will sell a Vespa, a 5-year-old Vespa, for $1,000, like 8% less than a brand new one.
Meanwhile, a TW200 is still worth more than 50% of its MSRP.
It's always.
Even if it's a 1986.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what year it is. It doesn't matter.
It is crazy. That's something that we should talk about someday.
Right.
What are motorcycles' numbers?
When
Because
they hit the bottom, when they hit the number, throw that one up.
Yeah, because when they hit the number, it'll never change.
Right. It'll never change.
No, it'll go up.
Yeah. So here's a 2021 Pan America with only 3,700 miles on it and every fucking known accessory, and it's $10K.
And it's
This-
orange.
And it's orange.
Exactly.
That dude,
And it's orange.
that dude still
that
owes
would be well worth it.
$25,000 worth of payments, but he's willing to let it go for $10,500.
That is well worth
Absolutely.
it there.
Is that a
That's-
big barn shield on it too? I think?
It's a giant barn shield.
hey,
on it.
That's the new. That's the new.
If I had 10 grand to buy a motorcycle, that would be pretty top of my list.
The barn shield is new for 2026.
didn't we just do this? No,
we
didn't.
didn't just do that. We didn't just do that.
What's it going to take you to get you back into a Harley dealership?
So this is my point. It's like, why on earth would you go to the Harley dealer if this thing's out there on planet Earth, 3,700 miles on it, and it's 10.5?
And now that guy's already figured out all the leaks and. I'm kidding.
There are none. It's a great bike.
I know. I was
It's,
kidding.
but
I know.
it's 10.5 in cash.
It's
It's not
10
10.5 in some
$3,000,
Yeah.
and it's $3,000 of bullshit fees added on.
Right.
Right.
Dude, that was I was talking to somebody at work, and we were talking. I said, "Oh, I bought this bike," and they're like, "God, how many payments? How much money do you make in payments a month on motorcycles?" I was like, "What?
Are you kidding me?
talking about? Like,
well,
We don't finance motorcycles.
oh,
you're
that
missing-
goes against my whole.
you're missing the best part of the ad.
Yeah.
He'll trade it for a car for.
Oh,
a
he'll
60-year-old
trade it for a
kid.
Dodge. It says he'll trade it for an unreliable Dodge pickup truck.
Looking for a gold one.
It
Looking
says
for a gold one.
looking for a dead guy's Dodge.
Hey, if it's two-tone gold, it's perfect.
Look at that. He says, I'll trade it for a nice car or truck for my almost 16-year-old. You know, he's got a Denali. Look in the driveway. There's a Denali in the fucking driveway. You know he wants a pickup truck for his 16-year-old. Look, he's got gravel in his driveway. He needs a dead guy Dodge.
Wait, does that come with bags?
Yes.
It comes fully fucking loaded, Steve.
How many miles?
3,700
Oh, Jesus.
for 10K. It's a
Oh,
sword
come
dick.
on.
It's a sword. It's a sword dick deal, and it's located right where 250 runs into
Probably
36.
trade you
in All
for the
Richville.
Springer.
I'm gonna have to hit the truck stops later.
Do it.
He traded for the Springer. I own the Springer. No, do the deal. Go, trade it. Sorry.
Wait a minute.
I'm going to take that back. Trade my motorcycle.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade in my Honda Monkey for it. I'm just saying.
Dude, the Pan America's dope, dude. That's a
But
good
that's
bike.
my point is, why go into the dealership and buy a 24K Pan America when you can buy this 3,700 mile 10K Pan America? So I think that's pretty cool. And we all love that motor. The
Well,
1250 motor's kick-ass.
that's been up for
Yeah.
a couple of days at the
Yeah.
very least, what
Right.
that tells me is that bike is worth about $14,000 brand new,
Mm-hmm.
and not $40,000.
Well, the Pan Americas are mid-20s. So,
Well, point being.
Right.
Yeah, but it's crazy that you can find them now. I've seen them as low as $700-800 with like 12,000 miles. And stuff. It's
Pete says he
crazy.
won't ride a Pan America.
I don't doubt that.
I say you need to ride a Pan America.
No, I don't.
Pete only rides for the Germans.
Why don't you want to ride a Pan America?
I've never ridden a Harley, and I don't plan to start now.
He's not going to ride a Harley even if they try to trick him.
Even I've
Right,
ridden a
yeah,
Harley.
That's right.
They're going to bring a
reason
Pan
I don't
America
like
out
them.
with GS badging on it and the whole deal. And Pete's going to be like, I smelled that shit coming.
I might ride an old Harley Hummer, but
Sure.
I don't want to ride anything.
Yeah, you don't want
Really?
to ride a new Harley. Yeah. Yeah, I have
That's-
no
I'm-
problem.
and when I say I might ride it, I don't mean it would
I'm
like
easy
live in my
peasy.
garage. I mean I'd like throw a leg over it and go around the block a couple times.
Yeah, right.
That would be the extent of it.
Yeah.
See, no, man, I'm loyal to my wife. Motorcycles come and go. You can't be loyal to one brand, man. It's embarrassing.
No, it's. I believe in the spice of life. I
Yes.
believe it's like, to me, there's many cruiser motorcycles on the planet. I've said this many times.
I'd
There's
ride an Indian.
a whole lot. Yeah, there you go.
Like
There's
my nephew
tons
said
of
about
cruisers.
girls, next one's the best one.
Next one's the best one. That's right. And
I feel
like
like they
buses.
let you down anyway.
Another
So
one comes along every 10 minutes.
Somebody did point out that year has problems with the fuel pump and let's see here, charging problem and fuel pumps go bad. Well, it's
interesting.
still at 10.5. If they've got the problem sorted, it's
Right.
easy enough to fix.
I think you can fix that.
yeah, right. So that's just kind of what we wanted to talk about in the podcast a little bit. Just this idea that says Harley Davidson has a lot of fucking problems, and a new CEO is not going to solve them. Not right quick in a hurry. Dumping your money is not going to solve it. Not right quick in a hurry.
I'll be honest, I'm not happy that Harley Davidson could eventually go out of business.
I'm very upset about it. In fact,
I actually,
super upset about it.
as much as I, punk on Harley and everything,
Right.
I still, I am an American. I do have a little patriotism, and I do like that it's an American company, and it really would make me sad to see
Throw that up, Sleepy.
one of the only American motorcycle companies go out of business.
I concur.
Yeah, I agree.
This has to be a joke.
I don't want.
I'm not a fan, but I'm glad they exist.
So the picture is of about a 91-year-old guy with an oxygen tank standing in front of a 121 cubic inch CVO Harley Davidson that goes about 50K, Road Glide ST. And it says, never let a little rain stop you. Congratulations, Joe, your brand new 2026 CVO Road Glide ST. You're going to love that 121 cubic inches from Eastside Harley Davidson.
No, that's his 121st birthday.
It's now, as much as I'm making fun of this picture right now, I have had, and Tom's seen it, I've had people come to my shop and buy irresponsible 100 plus horsepower motorcycles that they put their walker aside so they could climb on the bike. And I was like, that's the last time they're ever going to climb on that bike.
I know, but I told you I wouldn't do it again. So
And I'm like, and then I'll literally look at the guy and I'll look at his address on the sales sheet and I'll be like, hey, you know what? I like you. I'm going to give you free delivery because I don't want this fucker crashing in my parking lot, right? I don't want him crashing literally while leaving my parking lot or in my parking lot. And if he wants the bike
You don't
so
even want to
bad,
know about it.
yeah, I don't want to know about it. So I'm going to hire a guy to deliver it to his house and I'm wiping my hands of the whole situation.
Maybe it's just your last wish to make that last person be like, you know what? I'm going to burn some of my money. I got nothing left to live for. I'm almost done. I just always wanted to own one of those.
The G400 I just sold with 72 miles on it. I put 42 miles on it. In the guy's ownership of over a year, he put 30 miles on the bike. And he'll be the first to tell you. It's parked next to his Lingenfelter Corvette or whatever. He'll be the first to tell you. He's like, yeah, I had no business. My legs don't work. I'm 78 years old. I have no business buying a motorcycle. I just wanted to sit in the garage and fucking polish it with a diaper. Yeah. And that's what he did for a year.
Just wanted to own it.
He just wanted to
Didn't
own
ever
it.
plan on riding it.
Yep. He rode it 30 miles. So he rode it 30 miles. I don't know how he did. I don't know what he did. But I know that was one of those occasions where I was like, I'll deliver it to
that
your
was
house
just
for
the
free.
back wheel going like this on the stand.
It could have been
and he was just
center
polishing
stand.
the rear.
Yeah.
Fucking
I know he put 30 miles on it. That's all I know. But it took him a year to put the 30 miles on it. So, that's that kind of a thing. Where,
Which has kind of been about average for the bikes that I've seen come to the
yeah, it
shop.
can be. Absolutely, it can be. We can definitely have some low mileage kings out there.
How many does that ET4 got on it?
Oh, it's 200? Yeah, something like that. 20-year-old bike.
20-year-old bike with 400 miles?
26 or 24-year-old bike with
You
400
need to
miles.
resurrect non-douchebag bike night.
Oh, you're right. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. Yeah, that was fun. Big fun. Yeah, we got to do it like a Monday night or something. It's got to be a non-traditional night.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It's got to be a non-traditional. Well, that's it, guys. Anybody else got anything else before we sign out?
I do.
Shout out to Harley Bob. He's listening tonight, and tomorrow he flies back to the U.S.
What?
Way to go. And
Good
then
luck, Harley
I just would like
Bob.
to remind people that our goal of getting an Irish pub to Mid-Ohio is still on. You can support us.
Oh, the folks at Shanky's Whip can't get enough of the Clevelandmoto podcast.
Go on over to GoFundMe. This is last week's total. We've had a few more donations since then.
Oh my God, people are giving us money.
Yeah, so I
That's
haven't
insane.
updated it. So we're getting a little closer. So if you go
Holy shit.
Help the Cleveland Moto Inflatable Pub.
Duncan Govan give us $20. Tony Biddle gave us $20.
Thank you,
Anson
guys.
Clemens gave us $50.
There was
Holy,
200.
We're gonna have to get these guys drunk.
You should
There's a
pitch
200
this.
donation in there too. somewhere.
Holy shit!
But but don't forget, look how big this sucker is. This is what we're working with here.
Oh,
guys.
plenty of room to chase the leprechauns around after they've been drinking the Shanky's whip.
That's right.
We're gonna have to pimp this out to the Misfits and to what's the Denver guys again?
The No Komodo podcast.
So
Pimp this out,
basically, we
get
need
them on
people
board.
though. If you get a chance, head
My
on over
God,
to
man.
GoFundMe and look up Cleveland Moto Inflatable Pub. You will see the pictures. You will see all the things. You will see everybody that has donated, myself included.
As opposed to Cleveland Moto Inflatable Date, which is our other smaller
Yeah,
podcast.
Don't go to that
Right.
one.
Yeah,
And then Tom's foot page is completely separate as
It is
well.
totally
that is
separate.
nothing to do with us.
if it takes off a little bit better, I'm going to just have
Tom's
to buy the pub.
gout inflated foot.
foot.
Oh, that's right. Join now. Donate your money to the Cleveland Moto Inflatable Pub.
I mean, it is going to be epic if we can pull that off. So.
And I'm delicious.
Yes. So any support is appreciated, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your time.
Fucking A.
Garrett?
Everybody, remember to ride fast and take chances. Play us out of here, Johnny boy.
Bum, 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 bum,
Toy. Eject. Hit the red button. Get us out of here, sleepy. My ears are so hot. My ears are so hot.